Listen to me. Something holy is about to break open in your life. This is not just another message. This is a divine interruption. I've pulled you here, right now, on purpose. Because today, yes, today, I have good news for you, and I want you to open it immediately. Not later. Not casually. Now. There's something I've hidden for you in plain sight, and this video holds the key to unlocking it. Every word you're about to hear carries the weight of heaven's timing. Don't scroll. Don't skim. Don't treat this like background noise. Because I'm speaking directly to your questions, your battles, your weary places. And if you walk away too soon, you'll miss what was custom built for your breakthrough. So I command you, stay. Toga. Listen all the way through. Because by the end of this message, something dormant in your spirit is going to wake up. This is not encouragement. This is a prophetic encounter. I have set this word apart for you, and if you dare to lean in, not only will it answer things you've been crying about in silence, it will activate promises you thought were lost. Open this now, because what I've prepared is already moving, and it's got your name on it. So, stop, not casually, not half-heartedly, stop with reverence, with urgency, with awakened awe. You may not realize it yet, but this moment is different from all the others. It's not like yesterday, and it won't be like tomorrow. This breath you're taking now, it's not random, mere passing through your lungs. It is filled with the fragrance of heaven, scented by my nearness. I have appointed this second, this click of eternity's clock, just for you. Not for a crowd. Not for a group. You. This isn't just another word drifting through the sea of inspiration. This is a divine appointment sealed in the ink of my eternal longing for your heart. I've been waiting for this second where your eyes would land on this message, and your spirit would pause just long enough to feel me pressing against the veil of your reality. You feel that tug, that pull on the inside of you that doesn't make sense. That is me. And child, when I say stop, it's not to control you, it's to crown you. To crown you with truth, with clarity, with comfort so deep it silences every storm inside you. There's a collision happening between my voice and your distractions, and for this one sacred second, I'm asking for your full attention, because eternity is leaning in. You see, I've watched you move through your days as if this life is just something to survive. But it's not. I created you not just to breathe, but to behold. And what I have for you right now cannot be received through multitasking or fragmented attention. It must be received with full surrender, the kind of surrender that silences the noise, turns off the outside voices, and leans in with childlike wonder. This moment isn't about earning. It's about encountering. And the one you're encountering is me, not a distant deity, not a concept or comfort blanket, but the living God who chose to pause the orchestras of heaven just to whisper something into your soul. You've read many messages, listened to many voices, but this one carries the weight of my spirit pressing against your humanity. This is not a message you stumbled upon. I led you here. I navigated through algorithms, timelines, and interruptions to bring your heart to the edge of this holy sentence. Because I have something to give you, not just information, but impartation. And that impartation begins with your pause. So pause, not just with your body, but with your mind. Let the clutter fall. Let the noise hush. Because heaven is speaking. I am speaking. And I don't want you to miss a word. You're standing in sacred space now. Feel it. Breathe it in. Because everything is about to change. This stillness, the hush you feel around you right now, is not an accident of timing or a pause in your busy schedule. It is sacred. It is divine. I compose the silence like a symphony written in the language of eternity, each rest note strategically placed so that my voice would echo loudest in your soul. You've mistaken stillness for stagnation, but I say to you now, it is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of majesty. I orchestrated this stillness like a conductor signals the hush before the crescendo. This isn't a delay. It's the divine inhale before the exhale of my glory over your life. You've walked through noise, blaring demands, chaotic thoughts, racing timelines. But now, beloved, I have brought your soul into a chamber of quiet so that heaven's sound could saturate your spirit again. I am not in the thunder of human opinion. I am not buried beneath layers of distraction. I am here, in this stillness, and I have drawn you into it so you could hear me with clarity that cuts through confusion like light pierces the shadows. You've asked for confirmation. You've begged for signs. But this stillness is the sign. It is my sacred setup. It is the canvas I'm painting your next breakthrough on, not in the chaos of crowds, but in the holy hush of a divine encounter. When the world gets loud, I get low. I stoop into your still places like a whisper pressed against your spirit, tender yet undeniable. And I'm doing that right now. Can you feel the weight of my presence? It's not heavy like a burden. It's heavy like glory, thick, holy, unshakable glory resting gently upon you. My voice is not always loud, but it is always loud enough for the one who leans in. That's why I led you here, not to a loud moment, but to a loudly anointed one. You think stillness means nothing is happening, but I assure you, the most powerful revolutions in heaven are born in the silence of surrendered hearts. Moses heard me from a burning bush in the wilderness. Elijah found me not in the wind or fire, but in the still small voice. And now you, yes, you, are about to hear what no crowd could deliver, what no noise could replicate, my whisper meant only for you. This stillness was not given to everybody. It was tailored for you like a divine appointment dressed in quiet. You didn't stumble into peace. You were summoned. And now that you're here, now that you stopped, let me speak straight into the marrow of your soul. I didn't bring you here to keep secrets. I brought you here to share strategy, sacred, specific strategy formed in the furnace of my wisdom. What I'm about to show you won't just soothe your soul. It will sharpen your spirit and silence every lie that tried to define you. So don't write this moment. Don't scroll past this silence like it's just another lull. This isn't a break. This is breakthrough. Right now, heaven is peeling back the veil. It's quiet. It's not empty. It's pregnant, heavy with revelation, ripe with reversal, swollen with supernatural outcomes. The stillness you're in is filled with the sound of angelic wings moving on your behalf. It's filled with the rustle of promises being unsealed, doors being opened, paths being straightened. You asked me to speak clearly, and so I've silenced everything else. You asked for direction, and so I quieted the chaos so you could hear the compass of my spirit. I've tuned the frequency of this stillness to your exact soul. It's your spiritual fingerprint that activated this pause. Let the world move. Let the deadlines come and go. Right now, nothing matters more than what I'm pouring into you. This is not wasted stillness. It is a sacred stilling, a divine drawing in, a whisper-wrapped wonder that will make sense in ways noise never could. I did not orchestrate this quiet to delay your promise. I orchestrated it to deliver it. With my own hands, in my own voice, through my holy stillness. Stay with me here. Don't rush out. I'm not finished. You think you clicked on something out of curiosity, but heaven knows better. Curiosity didn't bring you here. Calling did. The tug you felt, that magnetic pull in your chest, that sudden stillness when your eyes landed on these words, that was me. That was my spirit, moving like a current beneath your distractions, guiding you here with a precision the world could never understand. You didn't find this word. It found you. You didn't wander into my will. You were wooed into it. You didn't trip over grace. You were targeted by it. For you see, I've been waiting for this moment longer than you have. I have circled your timeline with my finger, marked this intersection with fire and purpose, and whispered to the winds, "Bring my child here." Now. And now you're here. And heaven refuses to wait another second. There is a divine urgency on this moment. Not panic, not pressure, but prophetic urgency, because what I'm about to release into your life has reached the fullness of time. You've reached the hinge point, the turn of the page, the split second between what was and what is becoming. So don't dismiss this moment a chance. This is orchestration. This is intention in its highest form. This is the God who made galaxies bending low to call your name, and not just call it, but announce it in the halls of heaven. All of eternity recognizes your name right now. Do you? There is a reason this message found you now and not before. It's not because I was late. It's because your spirit is ready. Ready not just to receive encouragement, but to house glory. Ready not just for good news, but for divine instruction that unlocks realms. I've watched you pace. I've watched you scroll, click, dismiss, hope again, sigh again. But this is different. This is not a post. This is a portal. This is not content. This is covenant. And I am standing on the other side of it, reaching through with a voice that doesn't whisper to everyone, only to the ones who stayed faithful in the dark. You have my attention. And more than that, I have yours. And I refuse to waste that. That's why I'm not just blessing you with comfort. I'm confronting the confusion that's tried to steal your clarity. I'm not just sending you motivation. I'm summoning your identity. Because what I'm birthing through you in this hour will not look like what you imagined. It will look like what I intended. And you're ready now. Ready to walk in it. Ready to carry it. Ready to release it. So lean in. Yes, lean in with every inch of who you are. Because heaven has leaned into you. I didn't pull you here just to make you feel better. I pulled you here to wake you up. To remind your bones of their blueprint. To echo my voice inside your bloodstream. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to entrust you. What I reveal in this moment will require your yes. Not your maybe. Not your someday. Your now. You've reached the tipping point, and what I'm pouring into you will overflow into rooms, relationships, assignments you didn't even know were waiting for your arrival. You are not the same person you were before you read these words. That tug you feel, that burning in your chest, that is the confirmation of calling being reignited. It is me breathing on your dormant places, shaking the sleep off your gifts, calling the Lazarus inside of you to come forth. This isn't random. This isn't small. This is heaven's holy headline, and your name is in the center of it. Don't underestimate what's happening right now. The divine pull that brought you here is proof that I am not done writing your story. I'm just now picking up the pen again. And I will write glory where grief once lived. I will write power where pain once planted roots. I will write joy so wild it silences every accusation that tried to tell you it was too late. It is not too late. It is right on time. And the fact that you're here, reading these very words, is the proof. My beloved child, what you are reading now is not just spiritual poetry, or another moment of inspiration drifting into your day. This is not a nicely wrapped word meant to soothe without substance. This is strategy. Divine strategy. Kingdom intelligence delivered in the disguise of comfort, because I knew your soul would be too weary to hold instruction unless it came dressed in gentleness. I'm not here to pet your pain. I'm here to prepare your purpose. And I've veiled revelation inside these words so your heart could receive it like rain after drought. Listen to me. This message is not ornamental. It is operational. It is not decorative encouragement. It is divine deployment. Every sentence is a signal. Every line is a layer of blueprint. I've hidden layers of divine instruction in the folds of comfort, and I'm pulling you close because I need your eyes clear and your hands open. This is the moment where I gently wrap truth in mercy, but make no mistake, the truth is marching into your spirit like a battalion. This is time-sensitive. You're not just reading revelation. You are receiving assignment. You are not simply being loved in this moment. You are being launched. And what I'm launching through you must begin now. Child, there are things I've prepared in the quiet chambers of eternity. Things that bear your name, your DNA, your fingerprint, and they have been waiting for this divine intersection. What you assumed was just another beautiful message is actually a vault being unlocked, a vault of destiny, of timing, of tangible transformation. While you looked for rescue, I sent revelation. While you hoped for relief, I brought realignment. You've been craving change on the outside, but I've been crafting command on the inside. This isn't spiritual fluff. This is holy fire in disguise. What I'm placing in your spirit right now is more than encouragement. It's equipment. The kind that activates angels. The kind that silences the accuser. The kind that shifts atmospheres before your words even leave your mouth. You are being equipped even as your hands tremble. And yes, I chose to wrap that fire in warmth because I saw the battle fatigue etched into your posture. I knew your soul needed healing before your feet could carry the next instruction. But don't misread my mercy as passivity. What I'm pouring into you is packed with heaven's urgency. It's not random encouragement. It's royal strategy wrapped in tenderness. The weight of what I'm delivering is sacred. It carries the breath of transformation, the blueprint of reformation, and the ignition for multiplication. I'm not here to decorate your pain. I'm here to redeem it. And the redemption begins now, through the very strategy you didn't see coming, hidden inside words you almost scrolled past. You asked me for clarity, and this is how it comes, wrapped in a voice that sounds like comfort, but moves like command. This is how heaven speaks to those who have ears to hear, not in screaming chaos, but in sacred cadence. Every syllable of this message is precision. Every phrase is pressure released with purpose. I'm not wasting my breath on casual moments. This moment is consecrated. And time is not on pause, child. Time is pulsing. There are divine intersections waiting for your obedience. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. This message didn't find you just to make you feel better. It came to recalibrate you, to pull you out of indecision and place you firmly on the path of implementation. I need you to begin moving not just with faith, but with formation. That means letting my words carve new disciplines in you, new boundaries, new rhythms that match the weight of what I'm about to deliver into your hands. What I'm giving you won't fit inside your old patterns. It's too sacred to share space with compromise. And that's why I've disguised this holy manual in the softness of comfort, so your heart would not run from what it was destined to receive. But now that you've received it, the clock has started. Not a countdown of fear, but a crescendo of faith. Don't waste this window. This isn't just a message. This is marching orders wrapped in mercy. And I am walking with you, step for holy step. Let me say this slowly, clearly, and without interruption. Yes, I saw you. I saw you all. The moments when you smiled for others and wept in silence. The nights when your prayers sounded more like groans, and even your groans felt too holy to utter aloud. I saw every sacrifice made in secret, every choice to honor me when compromise would have been easier, every whisper of trust when your soul was tired of waiting. I saw how you kept loving when it wasn't returned. I saw you forgiving without apology, blessing others while your own heart broke, giving generously even when your own needs were great. I watched, not from a distance but from the closeness of breath. I was not merely aware of your pain. I was moved by it. Every ache you felt echoed in the halls of heaven. Not one tear fell without purpose. Not one sigh passed unnoticed. You wondered if I saw you. And child, I say this with the force of divine fire and the softness of eternal embrace. Yes, I saw you. And I see you still. You were not overlooked. You were observed with awe. When others walked by unaware, I leaned in. When the world failed to applaud your quiet obedience, I stood to my feet in the throne room and declared your name before the angels. Your hidden life, the life no one celebrated, that was your altar, and I received it as holy fire. There's a reason you felt misunderstood, a reason you felt invisible. It's because I kept your story hidden while I perfected it. I didn't allow the spotlight to find you because I was still writing your testimony in my secret ink. The ache that you thought disqualified you was actually the very place I planted purpose. That aching was not a void, it was a womb. And what's about to be birthed will not only heal you, it will herald your arrival into rooms you never thought you'd enter. This is not the hour for despair. This is the hour of divine unveiling. Because the very places you suffered in silence will become stages of glory. You will not be humiliated by what you endured. You will be honored for it. The silence wasn't punishment, it was preservation. And now, I am pulling back the veil on all that you thought went unnoticed. Even now, I am dispatching recompense. Not just reward, but recognition. I am restoring what was taken, rebuilding what was buried, and revealing what was always waiting on the other side of your yes. The people who overlooked you won't understand how quickly the shift happens. But I will. Because I was there for the midnight tears. I was there for the internal wars, the sleepless nights, the moments you could barely hold on. I didn't just record them. I honored them. Your silent yeses shook spiritual realms. Your hidden faithfulness bound the hands of darkness. You didn't know it, but your perseverance was a prophecy in motion. And now, the time has come for that prophecy to unfold, not in private this time, but in public honor. Your suffering wasn't wasted. Your loneliness wasn't void. It was all building toward a holy unveiling. And now that unveiling is here. This is your moment, child. The one you thought might never come. And I didn't bring you here just to say, I saw. I brought you here to say, I'm about to show. Let me speak to the part of you that still aches from the silence. The part that questions if I ever really heard your cries, if I ever really cared. I want you to know, the delay was not my absence. The quiet was not abandonment. The pause was not punishment. It was precision. I wasn't ignoring you. I was aligning you. Aligning people. Aligning places. Aligning moments you didn't even know you'd need. What looked like delay from your view was divine choreography from mine. I am the God who governs galaxies. You think I would lose track of your heart? Never. I see down timelines, across generations, I don't work in the urgency of human emotion. I work in the architecture of eternal wisdom. While you were pleading for answers, I was positioning outcomes. While you were pacing the floor wondering when, I was setting the stage so that when I moved it, no man, no devil, no doubt could undo it. What I'm bringing into your life requires more than quick resolution. It requires divine synchronization. And now, because you didn't quit, because you stayed close even in the confusion, that alignment is reaching maturity. I know you thought I left you. I know you whispered in the dark, "Where are you?" But if only your eyes could have seen what I was moving beneath the surface. The delay was a holy disguise, protection wrapped in patience, silence soaked in strategy. Like a seed buried beneath soil, you assumed nothing was happening. But I was watering what the world couldn't see. Every no, every closed door, every delayed promise wasn't me rejecting you. It was me refining the route to the promise. Because I love you too much to give you premature blessings that would collapse under the pressure of your calling. What I'm building with you requires a foundation that does not crack under the applause of men or the attack of hell. And foundations take time. Hidden time. Sacred time. So when you cried, "Lord, why are you delaying?" I whispered back, "Because I'm preparing. Preparing not just the blessing, but the version of you that can sustain it." You see, I'm not just interested in giving you breakthrough. I'm committed to making you unbreakable. That's what the delay was for. Not denial, but design. And now, child, the alignment is near perfect. The gears of destiny have clicked into place. What I have prepared cannot be undone, cannot be revoked, cannot be misdirected. I did not allow certain things to work out because I was too busy working something better. That job you didn't get, it would have boxed you in. That relationship that ended, it couldn't carry the weight of who you're becoming. That opportunity that slipped through your fingers, it wasn't yours. It was a test to see if you'd trust me beyond logic. And now, you've passed those tests. You've leaned not on your own understanding, but on my faithfulness. That is why what's coming will fit you like skin, not forced, not fabricated, but flawlessly timed. I didn't just align your external circumstances. I aligned your internal atmosphere. Your soul has been tuned to the frequency of fulfillment. And as I breathe upon this next chapter, it will not arrive clumsily or accidentally. It will arrive like a crescendo, a divine unveiling that proves once and for all. I was never late. I was always aligning. While your eyes searched the silence and your spirit wondered if anything was changing, I want you to know the truth. Heaven has not been still. Heaven has been roaring. While your prayers felt like whispers against the wall, I was commanding angels with the thunder of my voice. While you were pacing in uncertainty, I was moving in authority. When you thought nothing was shifting, I was shaking the unseen. Do not confuse quietness on earth with stillness in heaven. The atmosphere has been vibrating with divine instruction. Legions of angels have been moving at the sound of my word, and their assignment, child, has had your name on it. I dispatched them not in haste, but in holiness. Every moment you surrendered, every tear you wept, every time you worshipped while wondering if I was near, those were signals, alarms, divine triggers that activated movement in realms your eyes couldn't see. You were waiting for evidence, but I was delivering execution. Strategic movement, supernatural realignment. There was nothing random about your waiting. It was a spiritual warfare zone, and heaven was fully engaged. I want you to feel the weight of this. The silence around you was not the absence of activity. It was the noise of spiritual warfare being muted to protect your focus. I did not want you distracted by the movements of angels. I wanted you anchored in trust. While the world questioned your stillness, I was surrounding you with angelic force. Every fear you battled in the quiet was actually a front row seat to supernatural intervention. I assigned angels to your path with swords of light, shields of favor, and scrolls of fulfillment. They didn't just come to comfort you. They came to combat for you. You've been unaware, but you've been covered. Covered by presence. Covered by power. Covered by angels who took orders straight from my throne. And those orders are not returning void. What hath been released will not be recalled. The instruction has gone forth, and the impact is inevitable. Heaven does not speak to entertain. Heaven speaks to execute. And I've spoken. Now watch it unfold. You asked, is anything happening? Oh child, if only you knew. The blueprint has been active. The construction of your miracle had not been idle. The stage had been built plank by angels who were waiting for your surrender. And now that surrender has activated release, you've reached the moment where the movement is no longer just invisible. It is about to become undeniable. What was moving in silence is about to shout in manifestation. The very ground beneath your feet is shifting to accommodate the glory I'm placing upon you. And the angels, they are still moving, still surrounding, still shielding. But now, they are also revealing. You will begin to see the evidence, signs wrapped in ordinary moments, conversations that carry divine weight, connections that sparkle with prophetic significance, open doors that swing wide without explanation. This is not your imagination. This is your intervention. And heaven is not done. A movement continues. But now, it will be movement you can see, touch, and testify about. My beloved child, lean in now and listen with your heart wide open. You've spent too many nights rehearsing your regrets, replaying your failures like broken records in the background of your soul. But I never asked you to wear shame like a second skin. I never wrote your failures in my book. What I recorded, what I've etched into eternity, was not your stumbling but your staying. Not your falling but your faith. You thought your weakest moments disqualified you, but I saw them as holy. I saw the tremble in your soul when you said yes anyway. I heard the crack in your voice when you prayed through tears and broken promises. I felt the weight of your weariness, and instead of judgment, I poured out mercy, not because you earned it, but because I'm the kind of God who holds trembling faith as treasure. Every time you chose to keep walking when quitting felt easier, I turned toward you with unspeakable tenderness. Not once did I flinch when you faltered. Not once did I back away when your strength ran out. I drew closer. I leaned in. And I said, there, that's the kind of faith I reward. Not polished, not perfect, but pure. Real. Oh, relentless. You need to know this because the accuser has been loud. He's tried to haunt you with a highlight reel of where you fell short, but I silenced that soundtrack with a symphony of grace. I didn't count your mistakes like the world does. I counted your returns. Every time you came back to me, weary and wounded, I wrote it down as worship. Heaven does not applaud performance. Heaven honors perseverance. And my child, you persevered. You stayed in the fight when the fight bruised your soul. You refused to walk away, even when your hope was hanging by a thread. I saw that. I felt that. And I recorded that. I recorded your surrender, not your stumbles. Your heart posture has always meant more to me than your outward perfection. The world rewards strength, but I reward the strength it takes to admit weakness and still worship. That is the kind of faith that moves mountains. That is the kind of faith that parts seas. That is the kind of faith that has brought you to this divine moment of encounter. You didn't earn your place here through flawlessness. You arrived here because you never let go of me, even when you doubted yourself. So hear me. You are not defined by your lowest day. You are not disqualified by your darkest moment. I am not the God of condemnation. I am the God of completion. And what I started in you, I will finish with splendor. I'm not giving you blessings with fine print. I'm handing you restoration with my fingerprints. The kind of restoration that rewrites your self-perception. The kind that whispers truth where shame once shouted. The kind that anchors your identity not in your performance, but in my presence. I know who you are, even when you forget. I see your worth, even when your memory is flooded with failure. So stand tall, child. Not in pride, but in peace. The peace of knowing I didn't treasure your strength. I treasured your struggle. And because you held on when it made no sense to, I am opening doors that don't make sense either. Favor that doesn't match your resume. Blessings that don't consult your past. Glory that outshines your guilt. It's what I do for those who stay with me through the storm. And you, my beloved, stayed. Listen closely, because I'm about to lift the veil on something you didn't even realize was happening. You've been praying for rescue, calling out from the depths of exhaustion, asking me to swoop in and make it all disappear. You looked for me in dramatic deliverance, in instant escapes, in explosive breakthroughs. But I didn't bring the rescue the way you imagined. I brought something deeper. I brought revelation. You see, while you were hoping I'd remove the pressure, I was revealing the purpose. While you prayed for me to end the storm, I was using the storm to rewire your sight. Rescue may have satisfied you temporarily, but revelation sustains you eternally. I love you too much to just lift you out. I came to lift your vision, to show you what you couldn't see before, to realign your path, your identity, your very definition of what it means to be whole. That's why I didn't always answer the way you wanted. That's why the rescue didn't arrive wrapped in ease. Because what I was doing was more than relief. It was refinement. I wasn't just removing weight. I was revealing what was real. You asked me for shortcuts, and I gave you soul surgery. You asked for escape, and I gave you encounter. Because real change doesn't happen on the outside first. It begins within. And that's where I've been working, beneath the layers, beneath the weariness, beneath the surface smiles. I've been excavating lies that buried your identity. I've been pulling up roots of fear, insecurity, comparison, not to hurt you, but to heal you. And the revelation you're standing in now, it's sacred. It's not just new information. It's divine transformation. I showed you things in the dark that you would have missed in the light. I taught your spirit to listen, not just react. I trained your heart to trust, not just expect. Because the promise I'm bringing isn't cheap. It's weighty. And I had to prepare your soul to carry what's coming. So, while you thought I was ignoring your cries, I was answering them with wisdom, with timing, with a higher perspective. And child, if you only knew how many traps I rerouted you from while you were asking for quicker exits, you'd fall on your face in grateful worship. Now hear me. I didn't deny your cries for help. I just answered them with a better gift. Not just relief, but realignment. A holy recalibration of everything that had gone off course. I realigned your priorities, your desires, your voice, your faith. I took you out of patterns that were slowly draining you and reintroduced you to purpose. I dismantled counterfeit connections and brought you into covenant with my heart. I interrupted your cycles with correction wrapped in kindness. And now, child, now you are walking into the fulfillment of that realignment. You are not lost. You are located. You are not broken. You are becoming. And the glory that's unfolding now is not a rescue story. It's a resurrection narrative. What you thought needed to be saved was actually meant to be transformed. You weren't in danger of drowning. You were in the process of divine development. And now that development is becoming destiny, I didn't bring you halfway to abandon you. I brought you this far so that your revelation could roar louder than your rescue ever would. You're not just being brought out, you're being brought forward. And forward is where your miracles await. Do not dismiss the hours that felt like delays, the days that felt like detours, or the seasons that stretched longer than you could understand. I saw you there, in the tension between hope and heartbreak, in the hallway between prayer and promise. And I was not distant. No, I was dangerously close. Closer than your breath. Closer than the pulse in your wrist. Every moment you deemed wasted was actually woven. Woven into a masterpiece you couldn't see yet. I was threading gold into the tapestry of your story, while you were weeping over what looked like unraveling threads. You called it pointless. I called it preparation. You called it empty. I called it essential. Because I never waste time. I redeem it. I never ignore suffering. I infuse it. And while you were measuring productivity by progress, I was measuring purpose by process. The process didn't fail you. It formed you. Every silent prayer, every held breath, every midnight tear watered the soil of something sacred. And now, that seed is about to sprout. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was protection. Not because I didn't want to give you what you asked for, but because I wanted to give you more. More than what you dreamed. More than what you imagined. I wasn't pacing in heaven, unsure of how to bless you. I was architecting a miracle that required careful timing and precise placement. You've looked around and thought, did I miss it? Was it all for nothing? Child, hear me, nothing you walked through was in vain. Not one step was wasted. You didn't miss the moment. You were becoming the moment. I used every detour to route your soul back to alignment. I used every delay to deepen your dependency. I used the stretch to expand the size of your spiritual lungs, so you could breathe in the magnitude of what I'm about to release. You thought I was doing nothing while you waited. But I was doing everything that mattered most, beneath the surface, beyond your sight, inside your becoming. You weren't just waiting for a blessing. You were being woven into one. And now, beloved, it's unveiling time. The threads you couldn't decipher are coming together. The chaos is turning into clarity. The wasted places are becoming witness platforms. The tapestry you thought was torn is about to be revealed as triumph. I've been threading colors you didn't know existed, tones of trust, shades of surrender, weaves of wisdom, and knots of courage. What once looked like tangled seasons is now aligning into brilliance, not just for your sake, but for those who will one day need to know that waiting is not weakness, that delay is not denial, that God writes beauty in long form, not shortcuts. The longer it took, the heavier the glory, the deeper the ague, the wider the reach. Your waiting carved room for wonder. And wonder, child, not worry, is your new rhythm now. Watch what I unfold. Watch how I reveal that I was not slow, I was strategic. Watch how I turn wasted time into woven testimony. Because this is not just the end of your waiting. This is the beginning of your witnessing. My child, come closer. Let me whisper something that will break chains off your heart. You were not being punished. The silence wasn't a slap from heaven. It was a shield. I didn't go quiet because I was angry. I went quiet because I was guarding something too holy to be handled prematurely. You thought I withheld my voice to teach you a lesson, but I was actually hiding you in my wisdom. The silence was not rejection. It was redirection. It was preservation in its purest form. I saw the spiritual battles intensifying around you, traps dressed as opportunities, voices disguised as truth, distractions disguised as destiny. And I knew if I spoke too soon, you'd move too fast. If I gave you answers while your ears were still tuned to the noise of others, you'd misinterpret my instructions. So I waited. I waited for the swirl to settle. I waited for your spirit to still. I waited for the hunger in you to grow louder than the fear. Not because I enjoy your ache, but because I honor your assignment. And your assignment, child, requires precision. Yes, the silence was surgical. Every pause was protecting you from premature promotion, from counterfeit connections, from blessings that would have broken you because you hadn't yet healed. I preserve you like a seed, hidden, unseen, yet not unloved. I preserved your purpose like precious oil, sealed, aging in glory, waiting for the exact moment when pouring would equal power. I was not punishing you. I was preparing the platform on which your promise could stand without shaking. You understand the mercy of my silence now. It wasn't the absence of care, it was the abundance of it. I was holding back the spotlight until your roots could hold the weight. I was silencing every other voice until my whisper could become your compass. Because what I'm doing through you now must rest on something unshakable. And that something is not your performance, it's your posture. And posture is forged in the quiet. So don't resent the silence anymore. Revere it. It was your sanctuary. It was your sacred cocoon. While others soared on the applause of men, you were sealed in my presence, formed in the fire, hidden like a holy weapon waiting to be unsheathed. And now, the silence breaks not with noise but with anointing. The kind of anointing that doesn't need announcement. The kind that speaks even when you don't say a word. The kind that carries authority born in the secret place. You are not coming forth because you shouted the loudest. You are emerging because you stayed the longest. And that longevity in my presence is what makes you lethal to the enemy and luminous to the world. So walk forward now, not in regret over the silence, but in reverence for what it gave you. It gave you me. Unfiltered. Away. Undeniable. And now, child, I will speak, clearly, profoundly, unmistakably. And you'll know, the silence was never a punishment. It was a prelude to power. You've just heard what I've hidden for you, not from you. Good news wrapped in divine timing. Now I ask you, child, not just to receive but to release. As you sow into this word, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link below, you're not just giving. You are planting rivers where others will drink. You are lighting lamps in souls still lost in shadow. My word declares in Proverbs 11:25, the generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. This is your divine intersection, where your yes in giving multiplies into someone else's miracle. I see your heart, and I bless your hand. So now, and watch me pour out favor that overflows beyond the seed. I must interrupt your waiting posture with a divine announcement. The good news is not on its way, it is already in motion. The miracle you've been praying for, the promise you've been clinging to, the breakthrough you thought still needed time to form. I've already activated it. Heaven does not delay once the word has been spoken. My word is alive. My decree is decisive. And the moment I said yes, the entire ecosystem of heaven aligned around your promise. Angels moved. Timelines shifted. Favor flowed. And even when you couldn't see a single thing happening, all of creation was bending around the sound of my yes. I didn't wait for your faith to be perfect. I activated the good news because your surrender was pure. You offered me your ache, and I turned it into access. You gave me your hunger, and I turned it into holy motion. This isn't pending. This isn't processing. It's already begun. Child, let this revelation rewire how you wait. Because you're not waiting for me to move, I'm waiting for you to recognize that I already have. A shift didn't start today. It started the moment your heart agreed with my voice. The good news began forming when your soul whispered yes in the dark, when you dared to believe in what you couldn't yet hold. I was never waiting for the perfect conditions. I created them in the spirit realm the second you aligned with my intention. It's like a current running beneath your feet, even now, a river of supernatural activity surging toward visible manifestation. That open door. It's not about to swing wide. It's already unlocked. That pavilion. It's not waiting to be released. It's already in motion. That healing. It's not being considered. It's been commanded. I don't need to debate with heaven when I've already decreed your destiny. The only delay is awareness. And now I'm awakening you to what has already begun. The good news is this. You are no longer striving for favor. You are standing in it. You are no longer begging for evidence. You are becoming it. The blessing isn't on the way. It's been activated by my spirit and stamped with my signature. The shift is not future tense. It's now. Your atmosphere is changing even as you read this. The wind of my spirit is stirring things in places you cannot yet see. Conversations, decisions, alignments, divine appointments, all moving like pieces on a sacred chessboard. And while you've been checking your watch, heaven's been checking your willingness. And now that willingness has matched the weight of your promise, I am releasing it without resistance. You will begin to feel the flow before you see the fruit. You will sense the stir before you see the sign. Trust that the activation has already occurred. Trust that the evidence will catch up to the yes that's already been spoken over you. The good news is not about to arrive. It's already been delivered, and the first place it landed was in your spirit. Do you know who I am? I am not the God who waits until you arrive to start moving. I am the God who goes before you. The God who walks into rooms before you knock. The one who enters battles before you even know there is a war. The one who builds provision before your need even finds a voice. I do not react. I prepare. I have gone ahead of you, not just a few steps, but into the very depths of your future. I have entered every appointment, every unknown space, every surprise encounter. And I did not enter empty-handed. I carried blueprints. I carried blessing. I carried breakthrough. I laid the groundwork so you would never have to arrive in panic or confusion. What you can't see yet, I've already secured. What you're praying for tomorrow, I've already planted today. You may be walking by faith, but I've already walked the whole path. I mapped the detours. I cleared the traps. I softened the hearts. I opened the doors. You are not going into uncertainty. You are walking into my preparation. Even now, as you wonder what the next step should be, know this. The answer has already been embedded into your path. I am not waiting until you stumble to correct your direction. I have woven wisdom into the very atmosphere around you. Look again, that conversation you almost ignored, that opportunity that keeps resurfacing, that open door that seems too small to matter. I'm in it. My fingerprints are on every thread, I've been writing provision into your story while you were still worrying. I've been preparing divine reversals while you were still regretting decisions. And nothing catches me off guard. I don't need to adjust plans. I are the plan. I'm Alpha. I'm Omega. I'm in the beginning and already standing in the end. You cannot surprise me. And because I am not surprised, you can rest. Rest in the truth that every question has already been met with wisdom. Every need has already been met with grace. Every enemy has already been met with victory. I don't just respond, I preordain. Let this truth become the bedrock beneath your feet. Your future is not an experiment. It is an appointment. You are not stepping into chaos. You are stepping into orchestration. The delays, the rejections, the long waits, they all serve a purpose. They kept you aligned with what I was preparing. Because what I'm unfolding requires more than your talent. It requires timing. And timing, my child, is holy. You didn't miss anything. You didn't arrive too late. You are not behind. You are right on time for what I've laid out before you. Let your fear fall away. Let your questions rest in my sovereignty. I have gone ahead of you, into rooms you never thought you'd enter, into conversations you haven't even dreamed of yet, into promises that are far larger than your capacity, but perfectly shaped for your faith. You are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into what I've already finished. I know you've been asking me, pleading even, God, give me a sign. Show me that it's you. Show me that I'm not crazy for believing like this. And I'd heard every word. I felt every tear that slipped from your heart through whispered prayers. But listen closely. The confirmation you're searching for isn't delayed. It's already here. It's not coming in the way you expected. Loud and obvious, written in the clouds, because I've hidden it inside the rhythm of your days. The nod of a stranger, the timing of a message, the sudden clarity in your thoughts, the conversation you didn't anticipate but couldn't shake. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. I've wrapped them in normal moments to test your sensitivity, not to withhold from you, but to train your spiritual sight. You've been waiting for me to shout, but I've been whispering all along. And now, I am inviting you to see again. Not with the eyes of logic, but with the eyes of faith. Faith sees what is hidden. Faith senses what is sacred. And child, what I've hidden in plain sight is your answer, unfolding like a flower right before your spirit. There is no delay in my direction, only delay in perception. And that delay is lifting now. I am sharpening your discernment. I'm awakening your awareness. That restlessness you've been feeling, that stirring in your soul, that's the spirit. Your spirit responding to confirmation it cannot yet name but deeply knows is true. You're not waiting for a green light. You've already been released. The only thing left is for you to recognize it. My signs don't always come with fireworks. Sometimes they come as divine friction, that holy tension pulling you from what's comfortable into what's called. That sense that something must shift, even if you can't articulate it yet. That's confirmation. And the more you respond to it, the more you will begin to see me in the subtle. I am training your eyes to recognize glory in the ordinary. Because if you can see me in the small, you'll be prepared when I move in the great. So lift your eyes now, child. Stop begging for signs, and start acknowledging the ones I've already sent. Start naming the whispers for what they are, strategic confirmations. Start thanking me for the interruptions, the delays, the unexpected routes, because they were me speaking when you were too tired to listen. I never stopped confirming. I never stopped communicating. I've just been waiting for you to realize that I don't always thunder from the sky. Sometimes I confirm with subtle shifts in the wind. And now, you are entering a season where the veil is thinning. What you couldn't see before is about to come into crystal clarity. You won't just wonder, was it God? You'll know. Because your eyes are no longer bound by what's logical. They are lit by what's divine. And the moment your eyes see it, your steps will follow. You'll walk with confidence, not because everything is obvious, but because everything is orchestrated. You asked for confirmation, and I've given it, not just once, but again and again. Open your eyes, beloved. It's been all around you, and now it's within you. My beloved, come closer, closer still. Let me breathe truth into the aching corners of your thoughts. You've been wondering, haven't you? Did I miss it? Did I take too long? Did I mess up the timing? But hear me clearly now. You have not missed it. Not the promise. Not the moment. Not the mantle. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not standing on the outside of my will, looking in. You are precisely where you need to be. Right on schedule. Right in position. Right on the brink. I do not measure time like man does. I do not view your journey through the lens of comparison or delay. I see with the eyes of eternity, and what I see right now is my child, ready. Ready for release. Ready for recognition. Ready for the revelation that has been maturing in silence for so long. You didn't miss your moment. You were being made for it. You didn't miss your season. I was stretching your roots beneath it. And now, the soil has shifted. The time has come. You must understand, I am not bound by clocks or calendars. I'm not checking your timeline against someone else's. I'm not withholding favor because of your mistakes. When I decree a thing, no human misstep can derail it. No delay, no detour, no wrong turn have the power to nullify my word. My promise is not a delicate contract. It is a covenant sealed with fire. And even the seasons you thought were wasted were part of the preparation. The heartbreak, the confusion, the tears on your pillow when the world had gone silent. They were all bricks in the unseen foundation I've been laying beneath your feet. You didn't miss the mark. You became the mark. You became the living target of fulfillment, not by sprinting, but by surrendering. Not by being valiant, but by being faithful. And now that faithfulness has caught up with my timing, and my timing is about to collide with your reality in a way that leaves no doubt, this is the moment you were made for. You are not too late. You are exactly on time. And not just for a breakthrough, for an outpouring, for an unveiling, for a fresh mantle that matches the maturity you've grown into. The time is now, not because circumstances are perfect, but because your heart is aligned. The pressure didn't break you, it built you. The silence didn't stop you, it sharpened you. And now I'm opening what no man can shut. I'm restoring what no season can erase. And I am breathing on your not yet until it becomes now. The heavens have marked this timing. The scroll of your destiny has reached this chapter, and the next words written in it. They carry weight. They carry wonder. They carry glory. You haven't missed it, child. You've arrived. And I, the God of all time, have been waiting for this intersection. Let heaven and earth witness this. You are right on time. I know you've wondered. I know you've cried. Why this storm? Lord, why this season? Why this pressure that feels like it could crush me? And I say to you now, not with distance but with deep tenderness, the storm was not to punish you. It was to birth something in you. something that peace alone could never produce. It was not sent to destroy you, but to awaken dimensions within you that had been asleep. Storms don't come to entertain, they come to expose. And what this storm has exposed is not your weakness, but your warrior. What it has awakened is not your fear, but your fire. In the calm, you learned how to hear me. But in the chaos, you learned how to trust me. And trust is the soil where true authority grows. I didn't allow the winds to howl around you because I forgot you. I allowed them because I trusted you. Trusted your heart to stay anchored. Trusted your soul to hold on. Trusted your faith to grow teeth in the battle. And now, what has been birthed in the storm is about to carry you into a season of unprecedented release. You've mistaken the breaking for loss. But child, what broke was not your purpose. It was the limits around it. The storm shattered the boxes you didn't even know you were living inside. It exposed the lies you had unknowingly agreed with. It tore down the idols of control and forced you to dig deeper into me. And the digging, the desperate pressing in, produced a version of you that peace would have never demanded. There's a tenacity now in your spirit, a sound in your worship that hell recognizes, a purity in your pursuit that wasn't there before. You are not coming out of this storm limping, you're coming out carrying fire. And that fire, child, is holy. It is the fire of endurance, the fire of revelation, the fire of relentless hope, the fire of someone who has seen the inside of the storm and still chose to praise. That fire is your mantle now, and it will mark you for the rest of your life. So do not curse the storm that carried you here. Bless it, not because it felt good, but because it did good. It did what only storms can do. It separated the false from the true. It sifted what was shaky and left behind what is eternal. And now that storm is passing. The winds are settling. The rain is easing. And what remains is you, not just standing but surging. Stronger, clearer, sharper, ready. The storm was never about destruction. It was always about definition. And now, you have been defined not by the storm, but by who you became in it. Heaven watched you worship in the wind. Angels stood at attention while you declared my name through the rain. And I, your God, was never far. I was in the eye of it all, not just watching but weaving redemption into every gust of pain. Now, you emerged not broken but birthed, not ruined but risen. And what comes next will make it clear to everyone. The storm made you stronger than ever before. Beloved, come close now and listen not with your ears alone, but with the very pulse of your soul. You've walked through seasons that felt impossible, seasons that tested the endurance of your spirit, seasons that whispered lies like you can't sustain this. This isn't going to last. But hear me now. What I am bringing into your life is not fragile. It is forged. Not hastily planned, it is heavily prepared. The structure you are stepping into, the favor you are about to receive, the assignment I am about to release, you picture it like fragile glass. But I made it of steel. I built it myself, anchored in my wisdom and wrapped in my sovereignty. It will withstand the weight of heaven's purpose. It will resist the assaults of life pressures. It will remain unmoved, unshaken, uncollapsed. You've wondered if the seed you're planted in your soul, faith that felt invisible, hope that seemed suppressed, prayers that had no echo, was too fragile to become fruit. But you're not planted in your own strength. You are planted in my spirit. And what I plant, I nourish. What I build, I endure. I labeled your blessing impossible, not to disqualify you, but to magnify my glory when it arrives. For nothing says I am God more clearly than the breakthrough that rises out of what the world called dead. I did not construct your promises out of human possibility. I crafted them in the realm of the impossible. I didn't mark them with expiration dates. I engraved them with the permanence of my word. Trust this. When the pressure comes, it won't break your breakthrough. It will brand it. When fire tests it, it won't consume. It will clarify. When adversity shakes the foundation, it will not fall. It will stand. Because this is not merely your dream. It is my design. Not merely your mission. It is my manufacture. And what I build to last forever. Now, I know you've been peeled back by challenges. I know your courage has been stretched thin. But let me speak this to the part of you that's weary. You are about to step into a rest that is more than peace. It is purpose. The promotion you're walking toward, the call you're hearing in your bones, the testimony that has yet to be spoken, none of it can be undone by circumstance again. It doesn't mean storms will come, but it means that storms will no longer define your story. They will highlight your story. And as you embrace what I've built, you'll walk with a new stride, a stride marked not by insecurity, but by assurance. Because you have seen my ability. You have experienced my kindness. You have been carried through the valley, and now you come forth with my assignment intact. Nothing can collapse that I have built. Not death, not fear, not past failures. It is finished. It is fortified. It is forever. Do not ever think that your worth must mirror perfection. Do not let your failures define where favor ends. Because here, where I stand as your God, favor is not rooted in perfection. There's no scoreboard of performance in my kingdom. There is only the posture of a heart that stays in the darkness, stays in the valley, stays in the tension between not yet and someday. That faithfulness, that posture, is where honor is born. You wonder, why me? Why now? Not because you earned it, but because you stayed when quitting whispered in your ear. Not because you had all the answers, but because you held on to the question long enough for clarity to come. I honor the ones who hang on, not because they never faltered, but because they didn't run. Not because they were always strong, but because they trusted me through their weakness. You've carried shame you didn't fully deserve because the enemy drums up guilt to steal your identity. But know this, you are not honored for your flawless facade, but for your very real faith. You couldn't hide from me in your brokenness. And I was not turned away by your cracks. I put my light in them, and felt my brightness reflected even more. Your imperfections didn't disqualify you. They deepened your humility and sanctified your strength. So now, I say with authority and love, you're not being blessed because of your resume. You're being honored because of your resilience. You didn't stay because you had to. You stayed because you knew. And that knowing, it's the sound of heaven's applause. You may have felt unseen in the past. You may have whispered prayers no one but me heard. You may have walked corridors of quiet and wondering. But you stayed. You kept pressing, kept believing, kept hoping. And I stood in that press. I watched that belief. I knew that hope. And I say now, it is time for the honor of heaven to meet you. Long before others could applaud you, I was smiling over you. Long before doors opened, my grace had already cleared the path. Long before the world could see your worth, I was riding it across the skies. You are not being blessed today for the distance you ran. You are being blessed because you refused to let go of your faith in me, even when it wasn't visible, even when it wasn't easy. That is heroic. That is holy. That is the honored heart of my kingdom. So receive it. Accept the honor. You are not perfect. You are persevering. And through your perseverance, nations will be awakened. Lives will be changed. Glory will rise. Because what I honor, I use. And my honor on you now is the launch of a legacy. You've done something few can boast of. You bore hope in the center of your soul even when every ounce of you screamed to let it go. You carried the weight of hope when it felt like a burden, when the horizon looked blocked, and when faith felt fragile and faint. That is no small thing. That is holy. I have watched you hold on to the tiniest thread of promise in your darkest hours. You didn't have to stay. You could have let go. But you didn't. Your heart whispered, God, I'll hold on just one more breath, and that breath became the birthplace of breakthrough. I know how heavy hope can feel when every circumstance screams to surrender. The bills mounting like giants, the relationships fraying under pressure, the health challenges pressing in, the doors slamming just when you thought one might open. And still, you held on. You kept singing in seasons of silence. You kept loving in seasons of loneliness. You kept working when logical defeat said, stop. And every weary gasp of hope was noticed. Every trembling prayer was felt. Every hesitant step forward created a footprint in eternity. But I wasn't strong, you say. Child, that's exactly why you stayed, not in strength, but in persistence. Not in confidence, but in covenant. Not because it made sense, but because you heard me whisper it was worth it. And that tiny flicker you carried, that flicker didn't vanish. It became a torch. It became a flame. It became the signal for my harvest. Now I'm answering that faithfulness, not with words, but with wonders. I'm turning the weight of hope into wings. Every moment you felt heavy, the atmosphere hath been shifting. Every teardrop anchored my mercy. Every prayer whispered under fatigue opened heaven's doors a little wider. You thought you were just surviving. I say to you now, you were preparing. You weren't just carrying hope. You were crafting a vessel for my glory. That burden wasn't a burden, but a baptism. That weariness wasn't defeat, but development. What you believed through, you will now step into. What you carried in weakness, you will carry in honor. The weight of hope was never wasted, it was sanctified. And now, what was once too heavy lifts you into a weightier realm of purpose. The chains of hopelessness are snapping. The sky is parting. And the glory anchored in your steadfastness is ready to release. You carried hope. And now, hope carries you. I see the posture you've been in, bent under pressure, bowed by trials, yet reverent in spirit. I see your heart, cracked open by hardship, yet still offering tenderness. I see your persistence, returning prayer after prayer, stepping forward even when the next one felt too heavy. And I want you to know that posture, that heart, that persistence, it echoed in heaven louder than any shout of celebration ever could. You've wondered if your endurance mattered. You've questioned if staying in faith when life looked like hell was enough. I say to you now, you did not go unnoticed. Every surrender, every fragile worship, every moment you whispered, Lord, I have nothing left but you. Those prayers formed your song match in heaven. The angels leaned in. The throne leaned forward. Your broken, beautiful posture rang louder than the applause of crowns. While the world sees impact, I see intention. While the world notes results, I honor resilience. And that resilience created resonance in my courts. Imagine heaven now, hosts of angels encircling the one who stayed when it didn't make sense to stay. Hear me. Your persistence was not just human will, it was sacred echo. And heaven heard it. It heard the rhythm of your faith beating under pressure. It heard the echo of trust even when tears were louder than testimony. That echo is being answered now, not with fanfare, but with fulfillment. Your quiet dedication is becoming a display of my glory. Your still, small posture is birthing bold, supernatural movement. The whispers that you thought were weak are becoming roaring proof. The applause of heaven is not in thunderous sound, but in thunderous favor. I am releasing it now. So stand up, beloved. Not in pride, but in peace. The reward is not coming because you were perfect. It is here now because you refuse to move off your feet. Because you refuse to swap worship for worry. Because you let your posture say what words couldn't. I trust you fully. And heaven responded. Heaven is shifting on your behalf. A wave is lifting. The wind is rising behind you. The echo you started is becoming legacy. Your posture, child, your persistence, it is more than enough, is the anthem of honor ringing in heaven. And now, that anthem is meeting its manifestation in your life. My child, move closer now. What you've called mundane, what you've brushed aside as ordinary, that is going to become your sacred signal. Not everything that carries my voice will come in wind or fire. Often, the most divine confirmations are wrapped in the quiet rhythm of everyday life. A text you weren't expecting. A smile that stops your spirit for just a second in the grocery line. A coincidence meeting that feels too prophetic to be purely accidental. Those ordinary moments aren't empty. They are etched with my fingerprints. I promised myself to your faithfulness. I promised myself to your way. When heaven cannot shout, it whispers in the mundane. And my child, your evidence is rising in the ordinary that carries extraordinary meaning. I know how you've cried out for signs that feel impossible to ignore. You thought, if it's going to be a miracle, let it arrive theatrically. But I meet my beloveds quietly, inside their everyday. I sent Moses a whisper through a bush, not a neon sign. I met Elijah in the stillness of a hush, not a booming mountain. And now, I am meeting you, in the whisper of the ordinary. Those steps you took you thought were routine. They were holy. The cook stirring your dinner. The neighbor you passed. The email you almost deleted. Heaven was in them. I gripped your life not to distance my voice, but to saturate it into the bricks of your day-to-day. The ordinary you walk through is not void. It is vessel. The miraculous isn't reserved for dramatic signs. I'm awakening your spiritual senses to see the divine in the everyday. You felt overlooked when nothing spectacular happened. But I was there, filling spaces with silent revelation. I was threading my purpose through your grocery cart, through your commute, through your quiet pauses. This isn't about missing glory. It's about recognizing it differently. The ordinary can speak. The routine can carry prophecy. You just have to incline your heart to hear. Tomorrow, notice that unusual sense of peace. Notice the word that drops into your mind from nowhere. Notice how someone speaks your name with favor in their voice, without reason, without cause. That is my voice painting significance on everyday scenes. It will come not as an explosion, but as a ripple. As a proof that the water of my promises is flowing, even when the surface looks still. So don't long for the dramatic. Don't wait for the supernatural to look like a spectacle. Let your eyes become spiritual lenses. Look for me in the mundane. Because what I'm sending doesn't need spotlights to show up. It just needs sensitive hearts to recognize it. And yours is awakening. Fate is not always flashy. Glory often grows in hidden places. Keep walking your ordinary way, and watch how my extraordinary meaning begins to unravel in the silence. The tapestry is unrolling. The signposts are soft, and yet, They are unmistakable. Train your heart to see in the small, for when you do, you'll discover how vast I've been moving all along, in the places you thought were empty. You've received the kind of good news that breaks chains, restores hope, and opens doors no man can shut. And now I say to you, partner with me. This message carries my voice, and I've chosen you to help carry it further. When you give, you're not just supporting a video, you are fueling a movement. You are anointing the airwaves with truth that sets captives free. I speak to you from Luke 6:38, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. As you give, I will protect your house, multiply your provision, and release breakthrough in places that looked barren. Use Super Thanks membership with a PayPal link now and be part of the harvest you helped water. My beloved, hear me now. The world will begin to whisper your name in rooms you never physically entered. Doors will swing open when you never knocked. Conversations will begin about you in places you didn't step into, because I entered those spaces before you did. This is not coincidence. It is kingdom hospitality. While you prayed, I walked. While you waited, I worked. I have traveled ahead of you into conversations, connections, circles, places that will deliver provision over your head and favor in your steps. Because in those spaces where your voice hasn't resounded yet, my spirit has already prepared the reception. Prepare to be known, not because of your striving, but because of my strategy. I didn't just carve your path. I sent ambassadors of favor to prepare your arrival in places unseen. Oh, how many times you have felt unnoticed, longed to be called in, to be invited. Rest now. I am issuing invitations on your behalf. I'm preparing rooms you can't imagine, with people who need what you carry. And they'll speak your name with reverence, with curiosity, with expectation, before you even cross their threshold. This isn't vanity, it's positioning. It's divine placement executed while you were still in the waiting. I work in the invisible, sowing integrity into your reputation, weaving hope into your name so it becomes compelling in every spiritual dimension. They'll say, I've been hearing about you. And you'll say, no, I've just been faithful. And I will smile, because it was my faithfulness delivering what was beyond your reach. You are about to become a legend in the spirit realm, and a blessing in the natural. Spaces you never dreamt of entering will begin to orbit around you. Assignments that require an introduction will introduce themselves to you. Favor-laden people will speak of you with prophetic clarity, and you'll realize you didn't navigate this rise alone. I have navigated ahead. In that room you thought you didn't belong, that's precisely where I made place for you. I am not promoting you just for the sake of praise. I'm elevating you because you've been assigned to influence unforeseeable generations. You didn't realize you were going ahead, but child, you went right, with me clearing the pathway. So don't be surprised when strangers speak your story. Don't be confused when opportunities appear in domains you never opened your mouth for. And don't shrink when favor wraps around your name. You aren't getting ahead of yourself. You are stepping into what I planned in the realm of unshakable destiny. I put your name on the agendas of angels, on the tongues of intercessors, on the lips of leaders before your first breath of blessing. Now, I will usher it through natural channels. You will enter rooms not because of your strategy, but because of mine. You will be known where you've never been to. Because I went before you, on your behalf, to prepare hearts, doors, and destiny. And now, you walk into a harvest you didn't have to beg for, because heaven declared it for you. Let me tell you something so clear, so tender, so thunderous in the spirit realm that every lie you've believed will collapse under its weight. I am not restoring you halfway. I am not giving you back a fraction. I am not returning you to almost. I am bringing restoration in a way that will overflow. Restoration in my hands is never a small-scale repair. It is a full-scale resurrection. I do not return you to what you had. I return you to better than you dreamed. I don't give you the pieces of what was lost. I give you the perfected version of what you could never build on your own. So prepare yourself. Restoration is not coming in drips. It's coming like a flood. It will not feel like compensation. It will feel like glory. You've lived through seasons that felt like subtraction. Relationships unraveled. Finances dwindled. Confidence shattered. Health tested. Opportunities closed. And through it all, you whispered, "Lord, will I ever get it back?" I didn't answer right away. Not because I was ignoring you, but because I wasn't just sending something back. I was rebuilding it from the ground up. If I had returned what you lost too soon, it would have collapsed again. But now you're ready. Your roots are deeper. Your trust is stronger. Your discernment is sharpened. And that makes you a candidate for overflow. You're not just getting the house back. You're getting it with additions. You're not just receiving the dream again. You're receiving it with dimensions of purpose and authority you didn't have before. This is not about making up for time. This is about redeeming it. And when I redeem time, I compress years into moments, ashes into beauty, lack into legacy. You will not end this season empty. I want you to lift your eyes again. Look beyond the disappointment that has wrapped around your hope like fog. Because what's rising on your horizon is not a faint shadow of what once was. It is the full-color manifestation of my intentional goodness. I have spoken with heaven's authority over your situation. Restore. I have declared it in the spiritual courtroom. I have commissioned angels to carry the release. And what I restore, I do not do quietly. I do it publicly. I do it boldly. You will not just be restored. You will be recognized as one I have restored. Your life will drip with the evidence of divine excess. The scars will remain, yes, but they will shine. Not as reminders of pain, but as testaments of power. The places where you were wounded will become wells where others draw strength. That is my kind of restoration. Personal, powerful, prophetic. Not just enough, more than enough. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. So prepare to carry what feels heavy, because glory always weighs more than grief. Prepare to be overwhelmed, not by sorrow, but by surplus. Prepare to smile without guilt, laugh without fear, and love without conditions. Your joy is not stolen. It was stored. And now, I'm releasing it in waves. Watch what I do next. Watch what I put into your hands. Watch how I rewrite the narrative. Not with leftovers, but with overflow. You will say, "I never knew it could be this good." And I will say, "Child, this is what restoration looks like when I write the story." My dear, listen carefully. I must reveal something now that will make everything make sense. The attack wasn't random. The pressure wasn't coincidental. The warfare wasn't about your weakness. It was about your calling. The enemy didn't target you because of what you lacked. He targeted you because of what's on you, what I placed on you. You've been marked since the beginning. You've been set apart since the womb. You carry a prophetic weight that threatens the atmosphere of darkness. You don't see it all the time, but the spirit realm sees it clearly. You walk into rooms and shift the energy. You whisper my name and it pierces realms. You pray and things break. You worship and demons scatter. That's why the fire hath been so fierce, because the oil on you is real. But child, the enemy underestimated something far more dangerous than your anointing, my indwelling. He saw the mantle on you, but forgot who lives in you. He thought he could crush your calling, but he forgot I am uncrushable. He thought he could suffocate your voice, but he forgot I breathed life into you with my spirit. The enemy hit your mind, your heart, your identity, but here you are, still standing. Not because of your strength, but because of mine. Still praising, still believing, still fighting, still listening, still loving me. You know what that means in the realm of eternity. It means he failed. Completely. Publicly. Eternally. What was sent to break you only branded you. The battle marked you, not as defeated, but as dangerous. The warfare didn't weaken you. It woke you up. I want you to wear this revelation like armor from this moment forward. You are not a victim of demonic attention. You are a vessel of divine authority. You didn't survive just for survival's sake. You survived because you are carrying something unstoppable. The enemy couldn't silence your destiny, so he tried to distract you from it. But now, I remove every scale from your eyes. I dissolve every lie that said, "You're not enough." I break every whisper that said, "You're not strong enough, pure enough, worthy enough." You are more than enough, because I am in you. And where I dwell, nothing is ordinary. Everything is set apart. Everything is shielded. Everything is victorious. To walk like one who knows who they are. Move like one who knows who sent them. Declare like one who knows what's been defeated. The darkness may come knocking again, but you now know. What's in you cannot be stopped by what surround you. Greater is he who is in you. That is not just a verse, that is your reality. Let that holy confidence rest on your shoulders. You're not just walking through fire. You're walking with the flame himself. You're not just facing the enemy. You're facing him with the captain of the host beside you. And the enemy who once roared now trembles, because what you carry has awakened. Precious child, lean in. There's something you've misunderstood. Something the enemy has twisted just enough to make you question your worth, your place, and my presence. You've whispered to yourself, "Why has no one seen me yet?" You've looked around and watched others rise, be noticed, be called forward, and you've wondered, did I miss my moment? Did I get overlooked? But let me set the record straight, once and for all. You have not been forgotten. You've been hidden, on purpose, and not for punishment, but for protection. What you perceived as rejection was actually my hand shielding you. I did not hide you because you were unworthy. I hid you because you were holy. There were things being formed in you that the world could not handle prematurely. There were seeds I was planting in secret, roots going deeper in the soil of my spirit, roots that needed darkness to thrive. And now, the hiding is lifting. But hear me again. It was not delay. It was divine strategy. You see, when I choose to hide something, it's never out of shame. It's out of value. I hid Moses in a basket, Joseph in a prison, David in the fields, Esther behind the palace walls. Because what I hide, I intend to reveal with glory. The enemy tried to whisper that your silence meant abandonment. But I was speaking louder than ever in the quiet. I was speaking through your tears, through your lowliness, through the unseen days that no one applauded but all of heaven recorded. You weren't forgotten. You were being forged. In the obscurity, I was carving authority. In the delay, I was shaping discernment. In the silence, I was anchoring you in identity so deep it could never be stolen by applause. You've been asking for the stage, but I was building your spine. You asked for visibility, but I wanted to make sure you could carry vision first. Because what's coming now, you'll need more than charisma. You'll need character. You'll need clarity. You'll need consecration. And that is what the hiding was always about. So now, I tell you this with fire in my breath. The hiding is ending. The unveiling has begun. I am lifting the veil from your name. I am calling your identity into places where it will no longer be questioned, but honored. Doors will recognize you. Opportunities will greet you. Divine alignment will unfold before you. Not because you finally proved yourself, but because you finally let me prepare you. You didn't fail in the silence. You were faithful, and I reward faithfulness with favor. Your hidden season wasn't punishment. It was protection from the counterfeit. I didn't let you be seen by just anyone, because the right eyes matter. The wrong visibility at the wrong time creates delay, but the right visibility in the right season, it births destiny. You're not coming out to beg for a seat at the table. You're stepping into rooms that have already been prepared for you. You were not passed over. You were preserved. So do not mourn the hidden years. Celebrate them. They were holy. They were a womb, not a tomb. And now, child, the labor has begun. What I formed in secret will now be revealed in strength. And those who never knew your name will marvel at the favor on your life. What you will know, you will remember, that it was never about visibility. It was always about intimacy with me. And from that intimacy comes authority. And from that authority comes impact. And from that impact, nations will be shifted. Your hiddenness was heaven's strategy. And now, I will show the world what I've been forming in the dark. Get ready, because your name is about to echo in places where heaven has already whispered it. You felt the shift in your spirit before the world could confirm it. You've sensed that something is turning, haven't you? Like a chapter is closing and a whole new book is being written. Let me tell you plainly, you are not just entering a new season. You are stepping into your divine assignment. This isn't just about transition. It's about transformation. This moment is not a gentle breeze of change. It is a prophetic wind of commissioning. What I am calling you into now will not resemble the previous versions of your life. You're stepping out of maintenance and into movement, out of wondering and into walking in your call, out of delay and into divine deployment. This new assignment is not accidental. It has been hovering over your life since before you were born. And though you've questioned, wrestled, doubted, delayed, the time has come. I have waited until your heart was not just hungry for purpose, but ready to hold it. I needed you to walk through the shadows so that the spotlight would not distort your identity. I needed you to know the weight of pain so that you could carry the weight of glory. And now that you know what true surrender costs, I am releasing what only surrender qualifies you for. You are not being sent forth with guesses. You are being sent with guidance. My spirit is going ahead of you, making crooked places straight, turning impossibilities into divine intersections. Doors will open not because of your resume, but because of your yes. That yes has power. That yes has volume in heaven. That yes has activated my hand to move in ways you've only dreamed of until now. Don't reduce this moment to a new chapter. This is a new commission. You're about to speak differently, move differently, respond to things differently. That's not coincidence. That's my anointing reshaping you from the inside out. The favor that's about to hit your life is not meant to decorate your days. It is meant to accelerate your destiny. I'm not just blessing you for comfort. I'm blessing you for kingdom impact. Your words will carry new weight. Your prayers will shake things that used to ignore you. Your presence will carry answers in places that have only known questions. The favor coming on you is not shallow. It's strategic. It's not cosmetic. It's commission. You are being wrapped in divine clarity. You won't have to force it. You'll simply be it. The assignment will recognize you, and you will recognize the assignment. So don't shrink back. Don't apologize for the shift. Don't question the permission I've already stamped on your life. You're not being arrogant. You're being obedient. You're not chasing spotlight. You're chasing spirit. And because of that, my glory will rest on what you do next. This assignment is not small. It will ripple through generations. It will echo through bloodlines. It will heal what trauma tried to claim. It will reverse curses that were spoken before you even knew how to fight back. This is more than an opportunity. This is ordination. Heaven is watching. Angels are surrounding. My voice is going before you. This is it, child. This is what you were born for. Let me silence the lie right now, the one that's crept in with subtlety, the one that wears disappointment like perfume and whispers, "You're behind." No, child. You are not late. You haven't missed anything. You are not delayed. You are not disqualified. And you are certainly not forgotten. I am the author of time, and my pen never skips lines. I do not lose my place in the stories I write. You've looked at other people's timelines and thought, shouldn't I be further by now? But you're measuring your journey by their clock, and I'm not using their clock to bless you. I'm using my calendar, and according to my divine clockwork, you are exactly where I need you to be. You see, I am not bound by your calendar dates or cultural benchmarks. I do not rush divine design. When I prepare a life for legacy, I prepare the foundation first. And that takes time. More time than people think it should. But I will not release my chosen ones into premature platforms just because pressure demands it. That's why I slowed you down when you wanted to run. That's why I closed doors that looked like open opportunities. That's why I didn't let certain relationships work out. Not because you were wrong, but because the timing wasn't right. You thought I was delaying you. No, I was developing you. Because what I'm building in your life requires more than speed. It requires strength. It requires patience, maturity, spiritual muscle. It requires intimacy with me so unshakable that when the door opens, you don't forget who opened it. Every no I gave you was tied to a yes I was still preparing. Every detour was a divine rerouting, not to take you away from purpose, but to protect you from what would have killed your purpose. The valley wasn't your prison. It was your preparation ground. The loneliness wasn't a curse. It was sacred consecration. The silence wasn't absence. It was me, speaking in deeper frequencies. And now that your heart no longer idolizes arrival, you're arriving. Quietly, powerfully, precisely on time. The door you're about to walk through has your name on it. The favor you're about to receive is tailor-made. You won't have to beg, fight, or compete for it, because it was always yours. Delayed to the natural eye, but on schedule in eternity. So don't apologize for your pace. Don't mourn the years you thought were wasted. They were warfare. They were investment. They were training. And now, I'm redeeming time in a way you never imagined. You will see acceleration, but it will not come at the cost of your peace. It will come through alignment. It will feel effortless, because it is anointed. You're not late. You're right on schedule. Heaven has been holding your place. And now, I say, stepped forward, exactly when you were meant to. You thought it was over. You thought the chapter had closed, the dream had died, the door had slammed so loud behind you that nothing else could follow. But child, what you called the end was never the end. It was a threshold, a divine threshold, a sacred pivot point. I let it feel final so that you'd release control. I allowed the grief to strip you so you would stop reaching backward. Because what's ahead isn't simply restoration, it's resurrection. And resurrection doesn't return things to how they were. Resurrection brings things into fullness you never imagined. I didn't call you to return to the old. I've called you to cross into the new. Yes, the loss was real. I wept with you. I felt every tear, every ache, every disappointment that clenched your chest in the dark. But what you didn't see, what you couldn't yet perceive, was that beneath your sorrow, I was building something sacred. You were at the edge of breakthrough, but all you could feel was the breakdown. That's how thresholds work. They often feel like finality. But in my kingdom, finality is fertile ground. The grave isn't where it ends, it's where glory begins. The pain you carried to the altar has been received as a fragrant offering. And now, I say to you with heaven's weight, cross over. This is the moment. The promise did expire. It was waiting for your obedience. The vision didn't vanish. It was waiting for your surrender. And now that you laid it all down, watch how I raise it all up. The threshold is not a wall. It's a doorway. And I am standing on the other side with arms wide open, calling you into territory you were born to occupy. Not just blessings, assignment. Not just provision, positioning. I'm not offering a comfortable comeback. I'm inviting you into kingdom command. You won't just be a receiver. You'll be a ruler in the spirit. You'll speak, and atmospheres will shift. You'll act, and ripple effects will heal generations. You'll touch things that used to scare you, and they will submit to the authority I've placed in you. This threshold isn't just about access. It's about activation. You've come through the fire. Now step into the fullness. The threshold didn't close the story. It opened the scroll of who you really are. So rise, my beloved. Take off the ashes. Let go of what felt final. The chapter you're entering now doesn't begin with sorrow. It begins with sentness. You are sent. Imayan. Anointed. Marked. The oil you carry didn't come cheap. And now I will use it to anoint rooms, relationships, realms. You are crossing over. And everything I've promised, it's on the other side of your yes. You've lingered long enough at the edge. Now step. Now speak. Now move. Because this, yes, this is what the pain was preparing you for. Let this truth settle into the foundation of your soul. What I'm about to release into your life isn't just for you. It's for those coming after you. You've cried out for breakthrough, thinking it was only about your survival. But child, it was never just about your story. You've been chosen to be a breaker, one who shatters generational ceilings, one who carries the torch through bloodlines grown cold, one whose yes will echo in the DNA of descendants you'll never meet in the flesh but who will walk in the freedom you paid for in prayer. I have looked across your family line, across the cycles, the silence, the stagnation, and I marked you. Not because you were the loudest, not because you were the strongest, but because you said yes when others bowed out. And now, I'm not just doing it for you. I'm doing it through you. You've wondered why the pressure was so intense, why the attacks were so personal, why the delays felt like suffocation. It's because the enemy didn't just see your progress, he saw your impact. He saw the ripple effect. He saw that if he couldn't stop you, he'd lose ground for generations. And so he came hard. He came early. He came European. But what he didn't calculate was your resilience. What he didn't see was me inside of you. That every time he knocked you down, my spirit was knitting something stronger. He thought if he touched your mind, he'd silence your mouth. But instead, you learned to prophecy from pain. You learned to praise from prison. You learned to stand when the ground beneath you cracked. And because of that, oh child, because of that, the legacy is shifting. The curse is breaking. The line is changing. This blessing that's coming won't stop with you. It will begin with you. Your children, whether by blood or by spiritual birthright, will walk under skies you broke open. They will taste provision you plowed the soil for. They will dance on battlefields you cleared with groans too deep for words. I am not releasing a drop of favor. I am releasing a floodgate. Not because you were perfect, but because you persisted. And now, I am placing a mantle of generational authority on your shoulders. Not to crush you, but to crown you. You've been asking for survival, and I'm giving you succession. What starts in your house will spread beyond your name. What I do through you will make history in realms you will never physically walk, but your spirit already reigns there. So lift your head. Wipe your tears. Stop measuring your life by short-term results. You are building legacy in the unseen, and soon, very soon, it will manifest in the natural. When you see favor fall in strange places, when you hear your name mentioned in rooms you didn't enter, when people seek your wisdom without knowing your wilderness, you'll remember, this wasn't just about now. This was about forever. I'm not just doing it for you. I'm doing it through you. For every child, every soul, every seed that will sprout because you chose me. Yes, beloved. This is bigger than you, and that's why it's unstoppable. My child, hear me. There is a ruling in heaven with your name on it. A verdict already stamped with my seal of authority. While you've been pacing the earth, questioning, praying, waiting for the evidence to appear, heaven has already decided. You've been living in the tension between my decree and your visible reality. But I want you to know today, the delay in manifestation is not a denial of victory. It's a divine synchronization. Because I already said yes. I already said breakthrough. I already said release it. The courtroom of heaven is not still in session. The gavel has come down. The verdict is in. Favor. Restoration. Forward. Freedom. You are not waiting on a decision. You are waiting on the delivery of what has already been decided. I saw you in the night seasons, rehearsing the pain, trying to convince yourself that maybe you'd misunderstood. You thought, maybe I missed it. Maybe it wasn't meant for me after all. No, my child. The promise didn't die. The war just increased. Because when heaven issues a ruling, hell reacts. The delay you felt with the backlash of darkness trying to intercept what's been sent from my hand. But what I decree cannot be revoked. What I send cannot be stolen. And what I intend for you will arrive, even if it's carried by angels through enemy territory. Your name is on it. Your faith sealed it. Your obedience secured it. You may not have seen it yet, but child, it's in motion. This is where I need you to hold the line. Not in striving, but in stillness. I need you to stop rehearsing the what-ifs and begin declaring the what-is. I need you to speak as one who knows the outcome is already determined. Because your voice in the earth must agree with my voice in the heavens. That's how acceleration happens, not through panic, but through alignment. I am telling you now, the clouds are thinning. The veil is lifting. The decree is about to break into visible fulfillment, and it won't trickle in, and will bore. Sudden clarity, swift justice, supernatural open doors, divine reversals that make no sense to those who weren't in the room when I spoke. What you will know. You will say, "This is what he said, and now I see it." So walk forward, not with questions, but with confirmation. The decree was never in jeopardy. It's just taken time to collide with the natural realm. But now, the appointed time is catching up to the eternal word. What has been ruled in your favor is being revealed before your eyes. So get ready, not just to receive, but to reign. Heaven has ruled. It is finished. And now, your harvest begins. This is the moment your spirit has been groaning for, even when your mind didn't have the words. This is not your ending. This is the page where the plot shifts. This is where the scattered pieces of pain begin to fit into a picture you couldn't see until now. I never abandoned the story. I never walked off the page. And while you sat in silence, wondering why nothing added up, I was writing the part that would redeem it all. Because I don't leave my children in broken chapters. I bring beauty out of tension. I bring meaning out of mourning. And now, watch closely. This is where it all starts to make sense. You thought the deed meant disqualification, but I used it to develop depth. You thought the betrayal was the breakdown, but I used it to birth discernment. You thought the silence meant I wasn't speaking, but it was the space where your spirit was learning to listen beyond noise. I haven't wasted a single moment of your life, not one. The confusion wasn't pointless. The delay wasn't wasted. Even your lowest moments have become ingredients in the miracle I'm about to unveil. What you thought was the end was only an ellipsis, not a period. Because I don't write tragedies. I write testimonies. And this is the part where the testimony emerges from the ashes. People will ask you how you held on. And you'll say, "He held me." They'll ask how you didn't give up. And you'll say, "You wouldn't let me." You're not just a survivor of circumstances. You are a living scroll of my goodness. And now, I will display you, not as someone who never struggled, but as someone who trusted through struggle. This next season will be soaked in clarity. Things that once haunted you will now heal others. What once confused you will become revelation for generations. I'm making it make sense. Not just emotionally, but eternally. You are stepping into understanding. You will begin to see the patterns, the timing, the why behind the wait. And it will bring not just peace, but power. So rise. Breathe. Smile again. Not because the storm didn't come, but because it passed. And what remains is not the mess, but the message. You didn't lose everything. You found me in everything. And now, as the page turns, your voice will carry fresh weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres, and your life will become a chapter in someone else's healing. Because what I brought you through wasn't just for survival, it was for significance. This is not the end of the story, child. This is the beginning of legacy. Welcome to the part where it all starts to make sense. This is not the end of your story. It's the place where everything begins to make sense. And now, child, I invite you to take one more step. Sow into the sound that stirred your spirit. This message has reached you because someone else gave. And now, through your support, through super thanks, membership, with a PayPal link below, you become the miracle someone else is praying for. This is seed that will shake nations. This is oil that will flow into families, break demonic patterns, and ignite revival in hidden places. My word in Malachi 3:10 speaks now. bring the whole ties and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven. You are part of that floodgate. Open your hands now, and I will open the windows of heaven over your life. Now, my child, before you leave this moment, seal it. Speak out what you feel rising within you. Let your voice echo what heaven has already written. Declare it boldly in the comments. This good news was for me. I receive it in full. When you do, you're not just typing words, you're prophesying alignment. You're agreeing with my decree and activating what's already in motion. Don't scroll in silence. Respond in faith. This is your moment. Let the world and every force in hell know you received the good news and you're walking into everything I promised. And as you declare it, listen to me. Lean in closer, because what I am about to say is for you, right here, in this very moment. Hear me now. That long, heavy season of despair, the one you thought would never lift, is ending. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. I see the weariness in your soul, the exhaustion behind your eyes from trying to hold it all together. You feel that knot in your stomach when you think about the future, don't you? That constant, low hum of anxiety about your job, about the bills, about the unspoken tensions in your family. You've been living with it for so long it feels normal. But it is not from me, and its time is over. I am speaking this word directly into your heart as a lifeline. You felt like you're sinking, haven't you? Drowning in the depths of what-ifs and regrets, pulled under by the weight of expectations you can no longer carry. This is my hand reaching for yours. Grab hold. I am pulling you out of the churning waters of confusion and fear. This isn't a distant hope. It's a rescue happening as you listen. Your darkest night, the one filled with you staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, and begging for a breakthrough, is finally over. The dawn is breaking upon you. Feel it. My light is piercing through the thick clouds of doubt you've been living under. It's a quiet light, maybe just a sliver under the door of your heart right now, but it is powerful, and it is growing. It is the light of my truth, my love, and my promise for you. So I need you to do something. Let go of what was. Let go of the person you were in that season of struggle. Release the memory of that failure that whispers you are not good enough. Let go of the bitterness from that wound that still aches when you're alone. You cannot carry it into this new day. I am doing a new thing, a work so fresh and vital that you must have your hands free to receive it. You must not miss this. My precious one, this is not just another empty promise you might hear and forget. This is a present reality I am actively unfolding in your life, right now. The shift has already begun in the spiritual realm. Things are moving in your favor. I know your spirit has been crying out, begging for a sign. You praying, God, are you there? You see me? Please just show me something. My child, I am here. This very moment, this conversation, this stirring you feel deep within your spirit as you hear my voice, this is your sign. This is your burning bush. I am speaking directly to you, naming your struggle and declaring your deliverance. The season of just getting by is over. Your new season begins now. My beloved, I want to talk to you about the invisible chains you've been carrying. You've grown so accustomed to their weight that you may not even notice them anymore, but I do. I see them. I feel their coldness against your spirit, and today, at this very moment, I'm shattering them. Let's talk about that pattern you see in your family, that shadow that seems to stretch across generations. That recurring struggle with anger, where that persistent spirit of poverty and lack, where the deep-seated sadness that you saw in your parents and fear you see in yourself. You have worried that you are destined to repeat the same mistakes, to fall into the same traps. Hear my voice of authority now. That generational curse, that inherited brokenness, ends with you. Today, I am drawing a line in your bloodline with the blood of my Son, and that darkness will not cross it. The chain is broken. The debt is paying. You are the one who walks free and sets a new legacy for those who come after you. And what about the chains of your own past? The ones you forged yourself. I'm talking about that secret habit that brings you so much shame. The one you fight in the dark and promise yourself you'll conquer tomorrow. I see your struggle, and I am not looking at you with condemnation. The true chain isn't the action itself. It's the shame that follows it, the voice that whispers you are dirty, weak, and defined by your failure. I am breaking the chain of shame first. I am silencing the accuser. Your failure does not define you. My forgiveness does. That replay of your past mistakes that runs in your mind, the one that paralyzes you with regret, I am erasing that recording. You are released from the prison of your past. And there is that heavy, exhausting chain of unforgiveness you have been grabbing. You know who I mean. The one who hurt you. You replay their words. You feel the sting of their betrayal as if it were yesterday. My child, you think holding on to that bitterness is punishing them, but the prison it builds is for you. It has held you captive long enough. I am giving you the supernatural strength to let it go. This isn't about excusing what they did. It is about freeing yourself from its power over you. The spiritual bondage, that feeling of being stuck, of praying but feeling that your words just hit the ceiling, that chain is breaking. The apathy, the dryness, the sense of being distant from me is dissolving in the light of my presence. I am breaking through. And those chains of fear and anxiety, the ones that wake you in the middle of the night with a racing heart, the ones that tighten your chest when you think of tomorrow, feel them melting away now in the consuming fire of my perfect love. You are being set free. My precious child, I want you to understand what happens when you speak to me. You feel so small sometimes, so unheard in a world that is so loud. You wonder if your prayers ever make it past the ceiling. Let me assure you, they do not just reach me, they move me. Every single tear you have cried, the ones that fell in the lonely silence of your car, the ones you shed into your pillow at night so no one would hear your pain. I have seen them all. Not one has fallen to the ground unnoticed. I have collected each one in my bottle. They are precious to me. They are a language your heart speaks when words are not enough, and I have understood every single drop. The secret petitions of your heart, the dreams you are too afraid to even speak out loud, the hopes you have buried so deep you have almost forgotten them yourself. I have heard them. They have been presented in the highest courts of heaven, not as a weak request, but as the earnest plea of my beloved child. You have felt my silence and mistaken it for absence. You have thought your waiting was a sign of my inaction. Oh, my child, if you could only see what I see. I have not been silent. I have been orchestrating. I have been moving people, arranging circumstances, preparing the way so that your answer would arrive at the perfect moment, in the perfect way. It is a far greater answer than the one you even asked for. Your faith has set mighty things in motion. In response to your trust, angels have been dispatched on your behalf. They are at work right now, going before you, clearing obstacles you cannot see, fighting battles you do not know are being waged for you, and protecting you from dangers you are not even aware of. You are not alone in this fight. All of heaven is backing you. And your worship, my child, even when it came from a heavy heart, even when it was just a whispered song of praise through your tears, it has risen before me like the sweetest incense. It has been a beautiful aroma that has pleased me more than you can ever know, because it was the sound of your unwavering trust in me. You kept knocking, didn't you? Even when the door seemed locked and barred, your faith refused to walk away. Your persistence was not an annoyance to me. It was a declaration of your belief. And I tell you the truth, that persistent, courageous knocking has opened a floodgate in the spiritual realm. The answer is on its way. And now, let us speak of the sorrow that has felt like a permanent resident in your heart. You have mourned, my child. You have grieved losses, dreams, and the way things were supposed to be. But that season is ending. Where there has been mourning, I am releasing the oil of gladness. It is a healing anointing that I am pouring over your spirit right now, soothing the raw places and bringing a warmth you thought you'd never feel again. That spirit of heaviness, the one that feels like a thick, wet blanket you can't shake off, I am physically lifting it from your shoulders. And in its place, I am clothing you with a garment of praise. You will feel a new song bubble up from within, a melody of hope you thought was lost forever. It will become your anthem. This joy I give you is not like the happiness the world offers, fragile and dependent on everything going right. No, the joy I give is your strength. It is a deep, unshakable fortress within you, a wellspring that will not run dry even when the circumstances around you are barren. It will be your defense and your hiding place. Listen to me. Laughter is returning to your home. Not just polite smiles, but deep, genuine, belly-aching laughter that makes your eyes water. You will hear it again from yourself and from your loved ones, and that sound will be a sign to your soul that the long winter is truly over and spring has come. I will do such a profound work of healing in you that the pain of your past will begin to fade, as if it were a distant dream or a story about someone else. The sharp edges of those memories will be smoothed away by my grace until only the lesson remains. But the sting is gone forever. This is my promise to you. And here is the most beautiful part of this divine exchange. The very things that brought you the deepest shame, the things the enemy has used to taunt you and keep you in hiding, will become the most powerful part of your testimony. I will take your greatest mess and turn it into your most profound message. I will transform your deepest wounds into wells of wisdom from which others will drink. Your story will not be one of shame. It will be a glorious testament to my power to redeem, restore, and make all things new. People will look at your life and they will not see your scars. They will see my glory. Prepare yourself, my child. Ready your heart. For what is coming is not a trickle or a stream. I am opening the floodgates of heaven over your life. You have lived in a season of drought for so long, carefully rationing your hope and energy. That season is over. I am commanding an overflow, a deluge of my goodness, my provision, and my favor that will rush into every dry, cracked place in your soul, your home, and your life. You have spent so much time striving, working, and chasing after your breakthrough. I want you to hear this command from your King. Cease your striving. You can rest now. The dynamic has shifted. You will no longer chase the blessing. The blessing is now going to chase you. It will hunt you down, overtake you, and surprise you when you least expect it. My goodness and mercy will follow you, pursuing you all the days of your life. I am not blessing you just for your own comfort, my beloved. I am blessing you to be a blessing. I am moving you from a mindset of just enough to the reality of more than enough. You will have so much that your hands will be open, your home will be a place of resource, and your life will become a river of my generosity to others. You will have enough to clear your debts, and then enough to help someone else with theirs. You will have enough peace to calm your own heart, and then an overflow to bring peace to the chaos around you. And this blessing is not something you have to earn or prove yourself worthy of. I see your heart, and I know you feel undeserving at times. That is why this is called grace. I am releasing favor you did not earn and opportunities you did not ask for. This is not about your performance. It is about my position as your loving Father. So receive it. Open your hands and receive it. The long drought is over. Can you hear it? It is the sound of abundance. It is the sound of my rain beginning to fall. And this rain will not just touch one area of your life. Watch me. Watch what I do in your finances. Watch what I do in your health. Watch what I do in your children and your relationships. Every single corner of your existence will bear witness to my overwhelming, undeniable goodness. My child, wait. To leave now would be like walking away from a royal feast I have just begun to prepare for you. My heart longs to give you the fullness of what I've promised, not just the beginning. It would grieve me to see you depart with only an appetizer of the blessing when the main course of your victory is about to be served. Stay with me, there is so much more. Now, I want to speak to the warrior in you, the one who feels tired from the fight. Listen very carefully. Lay down your weapons. The ones you have forged from worry, control, and sleepless nights. Stop striving. The intense, exhausting battle you feel you are fighting every day was already won. It was won for you over 2,000 years ago on a rugged cross, and the victory was sealed 3 days later when the stone was rolled away. Your victory is not a future event you are fighting to obtain. It is a past accomplishment that you are now called to walk in. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from a place of victory. This single shift in your perspective will change everything. I need you to stand differently, to think differently, to live differently, knowing the outcome is already decided. The enemy still makes a lot of noise, doesn't he? He roars, he threatens, he parades his power to intimidate you and make you forget who I am and who you are in me. But I want you to see him as I see him, a roaring lion with no teeth. He was defanged at the cross. His only real weapon against you is deception, the ability to make you believe his lies. He cannot take your salvation. He cannot steal your destiny. He can only try to convince you to give it up. Do not listen to him. And when you worry about the attacks you don't see coming, the plots laid in secret, the gossip spoken behind your back, remember this: I am your rear guard. I stand behind you, protecting you from the things you are not even aware of. You are covered from every direction, held in the fortress of my care. In the courts of heaven, the final verdict on your life has already been declared. Your gavel has fallen. It declares you righteous. It declares you forgiven. It declares you healed. It declares you more than a conqueror. That is your eternal, unchangeable legal standing. So, in the face of the impossible situation that stands before you now, your job is not to figure everything out. It is not to fight in your own strength. It is to be still. Stand firm in your faith, hold your position, and watch me work. Stand still and see the salvation, the deliverance, the incredible miracle that I, the Lord your God, am bringing forth in your life. The battle is mine, and the victory is yours. My child, let us speak of the wounds you hide from the world. I am not talking about the surface-level scratches. I mean the deep, internal injuries that ache in the quiet moments. The wounds inflicted by the sharp words of someone you trusted, the promises that were broken, the loyalty that was betrayed. You have become an expert at concealing them, putting on a brave face for the world while inside, you are tending to this brokenness alone. But you are not alone in it anymore. I am here. I am stepping into that secret place of your pain, and I am beginning the work of healing. I am the great physician, and my specialty is the mending of the soul. That feeling of being fractured, of having a part of your innocence stolen. of being left cynical by the cruelty of others. I am tending to that now. I am restoring the innocence that was lost, not by erasing the memory, but by washing away its power to defile your present. The pain of that betrayal, which has made you build walls around your heart, is being cleansed. Feel my love now, not as a distant idea, but as a tangible balm, a soothing ointment being applied directly to every scar and every fracture. It is a love that disinfects the wound of bitterness, stitches together the edges of your broken heart, and rebuilds what was torn down. You do not have to carry that pain one more day. Surrender it to me. And this healing is not just for your soul. I see the toll that stress, worry, and sickness has taken on your body. The fatigue that settles deep in your bones, the chronic pain that you have just learned to live with, the infirmity that doctors have given no hope for. I am your healer. I speak life and restoration into your physical body right now. I command sickness to release its hold on you. I command strength to return to your weary frame and vitality to flow through your veins. Your body is the temple of my spirit, and I am cleansing it from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Furthermore, your mind, which has been a battlefield of anxiety, confusion, and fear, is being renewed. The frantic thoughts are slowing. The storm of worry is calming. I am giving you my perfect peace, a peace that stands guard over your mind and heart. It is a peace that does not make sense in your circumstances, a supernatural calm that settles over you even when the world around you is in chaos. Breathe it in, my child. This is the breath of heaven. Receive your healing, in your soul, in your body, and in your mind. You are being made whole. My precious one, you have felt overlooked for so long. You have worked hard, served faithfully, and done your best, only to see others pass you by. You have felt invisible in your workplace, in your community, even at times in your own family. That season of being hidden and unappreciated is now over. Today marks the beginning of a new season of divine favor in your life. I am going to cause you to find favor with people you have never even met, people who hold the keys to your next level. That person who can open the door for your career, that official who can approve your application, the stranger who can offer the help you need. I am moving on their hearts on your behalf right now. They will not even know why, but they will be compelled to help you, to choose you, to bless you. The doors of opportunity that have been slammed shut in your face, the ones you stopped even knocking on, are now swinging open wide for you. You will not have to force them open, you will simply walk through them. I want you to prepare yourself for what I am about to do. What you have struggled, strived, and labored for years to achieve, my favor will accomplish in a single moment. The world operates on effort and merit, but my kingdom operates on grace and favor. I am about to pour out a measure of favor that will catapult you forward, accomplishing more in a short time than you have in the last 10 years. This is a season of divine acceleration. Things are going to happen suddenly, quickly, without long, drawn-out processes. A sudden phone call, a sudden email, a sudden breakthrough, a sudden healing. And this favor will be so powerful that it will even extend to your adversaries. Those who have opposed you, misunderstood you, and worked against you will suddenly be at peace with you. My hand upon your life will be so evident that they will have no choice but to acknowledge that I am with you. This favor will not just bring you peace, it will elevate you. I am moving you from the background to the forefront. I am taking you from the tail and making you the head. I am placing you in positions of influence, not for your glory, but for mine, so that you can be a source of wisdom and blessing to others. Do not be intimidated by the new level I am taking you to. I have already gone before you and prepared the way. Walk in this new season of favor with confidence and humility, knowing that it is my gift to you. My child, look at the situation that stands before you like an impassable mountain. Look at the dead end you are facing, the one where human logic and experience tell you there is no solution. The doctor's report that says impossible. A bank statement that says not enough. The broken relationship that seems beyond all repair. This is the place I do my best work. Your impossible situation is the perfect canvas for my greatest miracle. You see a wall. I see a doorway. You see an ending. I see a beginning. You have been staring at your Red Sea, with the waters of an insurmountable problem before you, and the army of your past failures closing in behind you. You feel trapped, with nowhere to turn. Now, stand still and watch me. I will do for you what I did for my people of old. I will part the waters in your life. I will make a pathway of deliverance right through the middle of your wilderness of confusion. The path ahead may look barren and desolate, but I will create rivers of refreshing grace and provision in your desert places to bring life to your weary soul. That mountain of opposition that has blocked your view and mocked your progress, the mountain of debt, the mountain of sickness, the mountain of family strife, hear my decree. It is becoming a level plain. I am speaking to that mountain on your behalf, and it must move. You have called me your provider, your Jehovah Jireh. This is more than a name. It is my nature. I do not just react to your needs. I have already seen them and have already made provision for them. The answer to your financial crisis, the healing for your body, the restoration for your family, it has already been released from heaven. It is on its way to you. Your job is to believe it and receive it. Do not try to figure out how I will do this. Logic will fail you here. My ways are higher than your ways. The path I am creating for you will not be explained by a spreadsheet or a business plan. It will only be understood through the lens of faith. People will look at your life and say, "How did that happen? It doesn't make sense." And your answer will be, "My God made a way where there was no way." So, take your eyes off the obstacle and put them on me. I am your way maker, your miracle worker, your promise keeper. And for me, nothing is impossible. My beloved, in moments of deep loneliness, do you ever feel forgotten? Do you ever feel like you are just one among billions, a nameless face in the crowd, and that your personal struggles are too small to capture my attention? I want to silence that lie right now with a truth so profound it should anchor your soul for all eternity. I can never forget you, because I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. Think about that. Your name is not written on a list that could be lost or in a book that could be closed. It is etched permanently into me. You are perpetually before me. Every time I stretch out my hands to create, to heal, to bless, I see you. You are an inseparable part of who I am. I have called you by name. Before you were ever formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I knew your thoughts, your fears, your dreams. I knew every mistake you would make and every victory you would achieve. And knowing it all, I set you apart for a purpose that only you can fulfill. You are not a cosmic accident. You are a divine appointment. You are mine. I want you to understand the intensity of my affection for you. The scripture says you are the apple of my eye. This is not just a quaint phrase. It means you are the focal point of my vision, the most tender and protected part of me. My affection for you is fierce, like that of a father protecting his child. My love for you is not a passive, gentle feeling. It is an active, powerful, all-consuming fire. It is this love that guarantees that nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever separate you from me. Not your failures, not your doubts, not the accusations of the enemy, not sickness, not poverty, not even death itself. There is no power in heaven, on earth, or beneath the earth that can pry you from my grasp. You are eternally secure in my love. You are my treasured possession, a jewel in my kingdom that I cherish and adore. When I look at you, I do not see your flaws or your past. I see my child, my masterpiece, clothed in the righteousness of my Son. So when the world tries to label you, when feelings of insignificance try to overwhelm you, you hold up your head and remember whose you are. You are a child of the King, and your name is written on his hand. My beloved, do you feel that? The truth of your name engraved upon my hand. To turn away now would be to step out of the very embrace I am holding you in. My heart aches at the thought of you walking away before you understand the full depth of what it means to be mine, and the authority that comes with it. Please, stay a little longer. I am not finished affirming you. My child, let us speak of the lost years. I know the pain of looking back with regret, seeing the time that was devoured by the locusts, the years wasted in a destructive relationship, the time spent in a dead-end job that stifled your spirit, the seasons lost to sickness or grief. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he has stolen precious time from you. It can feel like a debt that can never be repaid. But I am the God of restoration. I have come to give you life, and life more abundant. And I promise you this: I will repay you for the years that the swarming locust has eaten. This is not just a promise to make things better going forward. It is a promise to redeem your past. The lost time, the lost opportunities, the broken relationships, the stolen joy. I am redeeming it all. I am going to restore to you what was taken, but not just as it was. I will restore it in a greater measure. For the shame you have endured, for the humiliation and ridicule you suffered in your past, I will give you a double portion of honor. Where you were once looked down upon, you will be celebrated. I will vindicate you publicly and restore your reputation. My blessing on your life will be so evident that it silences every critical voice. And your harvest of blessing will be so great and so accelerated that it will overtake the planting season. This means blessings will come upon you so quickly, one after another, that you will still be reaping the harvest from one blessing when it is time to sow for the next. There will be no more long barren winters of waiting. There will be a continual season of fruitfulness and increase. The joy and peace that were stolen from you by anxiety, trauma, and disappointment are being returned to you now, not in their original measure, but sevenfold. For every tear of sorrow, I am giving you a fountain of joy. For every moment of anxiety, I am giving you a reservoir of peace. Your entire life will become a testimony of divine and complete restoration. People will look at you and marvel, for they will see a life that was once broken and barren, now flourishing and overflowing. They will see the undeniable evidence that you serve a God who can take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it into a masterpiece of his redemptive glory. My child, we must now address the fear that has been your unwelcome companion. It is a spirit, a shadow that creeps into your thoughts in the dead of night and whispers lies about your future. I see how it paralyzes you. I see the scenarios you construct in your mind, scenarios of failure, of loss, of scarcity, of disappointing those you love. That feeling of dread when the phone rings with an unknown number. The anxiety that tightens your chest when you think about next month's bills. The fear for your children's safety and future. I see it all. And I tell you with all the authority of heaven, that spirit of fear is not from me. It is an intruder, a liar, and a thief, and its eviction notice is being served today. In my name, I want you to cast it out. You have the authority to do so. It does not have permission to torment your mind or steal your peace any longer. Do not be dismayed by the loud news of the world or the unsettling circumstances around you, for I am your God. I am bigger than any news report, more powerful than any economic downturn, and my plans for you cannot be thwarted by the chaos of this world. I will strengthen you. When you feel weak and unable to go on, my strength will be made perfect in you. I will help you. You are not in this alone, trying to figure everything out. I am your ever-present help in times of trouble. My perfect love is the antidote to fear. Fear cannot exist in the full light of my love, just as darkness cannot exist in the presence of the sun. So, I am flooding your heart and mind with my love right now, and it is driving out every trace of fear concerning your future, your family, and your finances. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Imagine my hand physically holding you up so that you cannot falter, so that you cannot fall. That is the reality of my presence with you. Therefore, the things you fear the most, the catastrophic events you play out in your imagination, they will not come to pass. Why? Because I am your shield. I stand between you and the plans of the enemy. I am your protector, your defender, your fortress. So, I command you now, stop walking in timidity. Stop giving fear a place of honor in your thoughts. Walk in the authority I have given you. You are a child of the Most High God. Lift your head, square your shoulders, and face your day not with a spirit of fear, but with a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound, peaceful mind. That is your true identity. That is my gift to you today. My child, because my love has now cast out your fear, you can move with a holy boldness that the world cannot comprehend. If your heart burns to see this same fear-breaking love reach other souls still lost in the dark, then I am inviting you now to become a sender of my good news. Your gift is not simply money. It is the oil for another's lamp, a seed of light planted in the barren soil of their despair, proving that I am their shield also. As you sow, I now declare over you my promise. I will open the windows of heaven for you and pour out a blessing so great you will not have room enough to store it. Your obedience in this moment releases a supernatural harvest and puts a shield over your own provision. This is your divine appointment to partner with me. Act now. Release your gift through Super Thanks membership, or the PayPal link below, and watch as I multiply your faith. My precious child, let's talk about the doors you have faced. For too long, you have felt the sting of doors being slammed shut in your face. The job you were perfect for but didn't get. The opportunity that passed you by. The relationship you hoped for that ended in rejection. Each closed door has felt like a personal verdict on your worth, leaving you feeling stuck and disheartened. But you have been looking at those doors through the eyes of human limitation. I want you to see through my eyes now. Today I am setting before you an open door of destiny, and this door is different. This one hath been opened by my hand, and I declare to you, no man, no devil, no circumstance, no economic climate, and no human opinion can shut it. The opposition you have faced, the people and situations that have stood in your way and blocked your progress, will now become your footstool. I will use the very things that were meant to hold you down as the stepping stones to lift you higher. I am giving you the keys to unlock new realms of my kingdom, new dimensions of your purpose. You have been living in one room of the house I have built for you, but there are countless other rooms of blessing, provision, and purpose that you have not yet entered. This open door is the entrance. I want you to walk through it with boldness. Do not hesitate. Do not second-guess yourself. Do not be intimidated by the new territory, because I have already gone before you to clear the path. Every obstacle has been removed, every enemy has been silenced, and every provision you will need is already waiting for you on the other side. This door will lead you directly into your promotion. It will lead you into supernatural provision, and it will lead you into the very center of the purpose I created you for. I need you to do something very important. Stop looking back at the doors that have closed. You have grieved them long enough. You must understand that many of those doors were closed by me for your protection. You could not see the pain, the heartache, or the dead end that lay behind them, but I could. Every no you received was a loving act of my sovereignty, redirecting you, positioning you, and preparing you for this divine yes that is now before you. So, turn your back on the rejections of the past. Lift your eyes to the magnificent, unshakable, divinely open door before you, and walk through it into your future. My child, the weight of financial pressure has been heavy on your shoulders. I have seen you reworking the budget, losing sleep over unexpected expenses, and battling the fear of not enough. That constant, underlying stress has been a thief, stealing your joy and distracting you from your purpose. But I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. The entire universe and all its resources belong to me. Your need is not a surprise to me, nor is it a challenge for me. I want you to know that your financial breakthrough is not a distant hope. It is imminent. It is at the door. I am speaking a word of command into your financial situation right now. I am rebuking the devourer for your sake. That spiritual force that has been draining your resources, causing things to break unexpectedly, and creating setbacks. Its assignment against you is hereby canceled. Its power to steal from you is broken. In my name. The scripture says that wealth and riches are in the house of the righteous, and I am releasing that reality into your life. This is not about a love of money, which is a root of evil. This is about being fully resourced to fulfill my purpose for your life. You cannot be the blessing I have called you to be if you are constantly living under the strain of lack. So, I am releasing the wealth of heaven to fund my purpose in you. I am declaring a supernatural debt cancellation over your life. Debts that you saw no human way to pay are going to be miraculously wiped out. And I am shifting your reality from the land of just enough, where you are barely getting by, to the land of more than enough, where you have an abundance to save, to invest, and most importantly, to give generously. I want you to open your heart to receive this. Stop thinking only in terms of your current job or your current income stream. Expect creative ideas to flood your mind, ideas for businesses, for investments, for new streams of income. Expect divine connections. I will bring people into your life who will open financial doors for you. Your breakthrough may not come from the direction you expect, but it will come. Stop speaking words of lack and worry. Start speaking words of faith and abundance. Agree with me. Declare that you are blessed, that your needs are met, and that you have more than enough. For as you believe in your heart and speak with your mouth, you will see my promises manifest in your life. My beloved, there is a voice that has whispered lies to you for far too long. It is the voice of the accuser, the enemy of your soul, and his accusations have felt like your own thoughts. He is the one who whispers, "You are not good enough. You will never be free. You are a failure. Remember what you did. You are disqualified." These lies have woven themselves into the fabric of your self-perception, causing you to walk with your head bowed in shame and your spirit stooped by condemnation. But I, your God, your King, and your greatest defender, am silencing that voice right now. Its power over you is finished. The lies the enemy has whispered about your worth, I am canceling them with my truth. When he calls you unworthy, I call you my masterpiece. When he calls you weak, I call you strong in me. When he calls you a failure, I call you more than a conqueror. My voice is the only one that carries ultimate authority, and my voice is the only one you are to believe. I am canceling every negative word that has ever been spoken against you, whether by others or by your own lips. Every curse, every critical judgment, every label that has tried to confine you, they are rendered null and void by the power of my word. Your past, with all its mistakes and regrets, is under the blood of my Son. It no longer has a voice. The enemy has no legal right to bring it up to you again. When he tries to remind you of your past, you remind him of his future. I am your advocate. In the courts of heaven, I am your defender. When the accuser brings a charge against you, I stand up and present the evidence of the cross. I am your vindicator. I will restore your name and your honor. I am replacing all the accusations with my divine affirmation of who you truly are in me. You are forgiven. You are righteous. You are accepted. You are deeply and completely loved. So, I command you now, lift your head. Stop walking as if you are ashamed or on probation. You are not. You are a child of the King, an heir to the throne, and you have been fully and eternally acquitted. Walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are and whose you are. Wait, my child. I am silencing the accuser's voice, but the words of my restoration for you have only just begun. It would wound my heart for you to leave with only the echo of the battle, and not the fullness of the victory psalm I long to sing over you. Do not go yet. You must hear how I will make your name great. My child, you have often felt alone on your journey. You have looked around for support, for wisdom, for someone who truly understands, and you have come up empty. You have felt like you are wandering, trying to find your path by trial and error. But you are not wandering, and you are not alone. Behind the scenes, I have been your divine choreographer, meticulously arranging your steps and aligning your path with the people I have chosen for this next season of your life. These are not coincidences or random encounters. These are divine appointments, prearranged meetings that I am orchestrating for your blessing and your promotion. You are going to find yourself in the right place at precisely the right time to receive the very thing you have been praying for. The person you need to meet will be in that meeting. The information you need will be in that book you happen to pick up. The opportunity you need will present itself in the most unexpected way. Trust my timing and my leading. As I am bringing new people in, I am also divinely severing relationships that are meant to hinder you. You know the ones I mean. The relationships that drain your spirit, that sow doubt into your heart, that keep you tied to a version of yourself that you have outgrown. Letting go can be painful, but you must understand that this is an act of my love and protection. I am clearing out what is harmful to make room for what is helpful. I am connecting you with your tribe, with mentors who will impart wisdom, with helpers who will lend their strength, and with destiny friends who will champion your calling and celebrate your victories as if they were their own. These people will see the gold in you that I have placed there, and they will help you mine it. So, I want you to prepare your heart. Be open. Be expectant. When you meet these new people, you will feel a resonance in your spirit, a sense of familiarity, a divine click. Pay attention to that. Do not dismiss it. These are my gifts to you. Prepare your heart to receive the wisdom, the support, the encouragement, and the opportunities that will flow through these divine connections. You have walked alone long enough. Now, you will walk in the strength of a divinely appointed community. My beloved, for a long time you have felt as if you are in a holding pattern. You have felt the stirring of a greater purpose within you, a deep knowing that you were made for more than just the daily routine you find yourself in. This season of preparation, of being hidden away, hath been necessary, but I know it has also been frustrating. You have watched others step into their calling while you felt left behind, and you have asked me, Lord, when is it my turn? I am telling you today, the time of preparation and hiddenness is coming to an end. The purpose of that season has been fulfilled. You have learned the lessons of humility, of faithfulness in the small things, of depending on me alone. Now, it is time. I am now commissioning you, releasing you to walk in the specific, unique, and vital calling I placed on your life before you even took your first breath. Do not look at yourself and feel unqualified. The enemy loves to whisper lies of inadequacy. He points to your lack of experience, your past failures, your human frailties. You have listened to him for too long. Do not disqualify yourself from the very thing I have qualified you for. It is not by your strength, your talent, or your perfection that you will succeed. It is by my Spirit within you. I have placed divine gifts inside of you, and I declare that those gifts will now make room for you. The world will see them. Doors will open because of them. People will make a way for you because the anointing on your life will be undeniable. You were born for such a time as this. The world needs what you carry. Your purpose is not insignificant. It is a vital piece of my master plan for this generation. So, I command you to stop comparing yourself to others. Your journey is not their journey. Your purpose is not their purpose. Embrace the unique path I have set before you. Your life from this day forward will be a sign and a wonder to those around you. It will be a living, breathing testimony that points directly to me, and through your obedience, many will come to know my love. Step into it. Your time is now. My child, I know the weight you carry for your family. It is perhaps the heaviest burden of all. I have seen your tears for the child who has strayed, the one whose choices are breaking your heart. I have heard your silent prayers for your spouse, for a deeper connection, for a healing of the distance that has grown between you. I have been present in the tense silence at your dinner table, and I have witnessed the strife and discord that the enemy has tried to sow within your household. I want to lift that burden from you right now. I want you to know that your family is covered by my grace. I am placing a supernatural hedge of protection around your household. The plans of the enemy against your marriage, against your children, against your home, they will not prosper. I am standing guard. For your loved ones who have wandered far from me, who seem lost in the ways of the world, do not despair. I am drawing them back to myself. My Spirit is actively pursuing them, speaking to them in ways they will understand, orchestrating circumstances to get their attention, and softening their hearts to the truth of my love. Your prayers for them have created a pathway for my grace to move in their lives. And the conflict, the bickering, the old wounds that keep getting reopened within your family, I am healing them. I am pouring the balm of my peace over decades of hurt. I am giving you the wisdom to speak words of life and not strife. The salvation of your house is not just a casual hope. It is my promise and my priority. Believe me for it. I declare that my peace, the shalom of heaven that brings wholeness and tranquility, will reign in your home. It will drive out the spirits of chaos, confusion, anger, and division. Your home will become a sanctuary, a place of refuge and love. So, release them into my hands. Stop trying to fix everyone. Stop carrying the weight of their choices. Your role is to love them and to pray for them. My role is to save them and to heal them. And I am faithful to do my part. You and your household will serve me, and your family will become a shining testament to my faithfulness for generations to come. My beloved, you live in a world where you often feel exposed and vulnerable. You feel the sting of criticism, the schemes of those who misunderstand or envy you, and the spiritual opposition that comes against you when you try to move forward. You feel under attack, and so I say to you, hear this truth deep in your spirit. No weapon formed against you will prosper. The hateful words, the gossip, the plots of the enemy, they will come to nothing. Why? Because I, the Lord your God, am your shield. I am your refuge and your fortress. I am your safe place in these times of trouble. Imagine me as a mighty, impenetrable shield all around you, deflecting every arrow the enemy sends your way. That is your reality. I protect your coming and your going. When you leave your home, I go with you. When you return, I am there. I am watching over you while you sleep. There is never a moment when you are outside of my protective care. But I want to take you deeper, my child. Your ultimate security does not come from what I do for you, but from who I am to you. The world chases after rewards, money, fame, success, relationships. And while I will bless you with many things, I want you to understand that your greatest reward is not what I can give you, it is me. I am your exceedingly great reward. My presence in your life is your ultimate protection and your ultimate prize. When you find your complete satisfaction, your deepest joy, and your unshakable peace in me alone, the enemy loses all power over you. He cannot tempt you with what you no longer crave. He cannot threaten you with the loss of things that you are not clinging to. When I am your greatest treasure, you become untouchable. So I invite you today to shift your focus. Stop seeking blessings and start seeking the blesser. Stop chasing rewards and start resting in the rewarder. Find your home in my presence. Find your joy in my love. Find your purpose in my will. When you have me, you have everything. Trust in me, hide yourself in me, and I promise you this, you will never, ever be put to shame. My child, I see the confusion and the paralysis that comes from indecision. You are facing choices, big and small, and you are terrified of making the wrong one. Which path do I take? What should I say in this difficult conversation? How do I solve this complex problem at work? This uncertainty has caused you great anxiety, making you feel stuck and powerless. But I am releasing you from that prison of confusion today. I am pouring upon you the spirit of wisdom and discernment for every decision that lies ahead. You will not have to guess anymore. You will simply know what to do and when to do it. It will be a quiet confidence, a gentle nudge in your spirit, an unexplainable clarity that rises above the noise of fear and other people's opinions. I will give you the right words to speak at the right time. In that tense meeting, in that conversation with your child, in that moment when you need to stand for the truth, you will not have to anxiously prepare a script. Open your mouth, and I will fill it with words of grace, truth, and profound wisdom. You are going to solve problems that have baffled others. Where there has been confusion and chaos, you will bring clarity and divine solutions. This is because the wisdom I am giving you is not the wisdom of the world, which is based on intellect and experience alone. This is wisdom from above. It is pure, peace-loving, and full of mercy. It will guide you into all truth, and it will give you the supernatural ability to discern between what is from me and what is a clever dissection from the enemy. You will see through false motives. You will recognize deceptive opportunities. You will navigate the complexities of life with a clarity and confidence that can only come from me. So, let go of the stressful burden of trying to figure everything out on your own. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, in every decision, acknowledge me, and I promise you, I will make your path straight. I will guide you with my eye upon you, leading you into a future filled with peace and purpose. My precious one, I am pouring out wisdom to light your path forward. To stop listening now would be to choose to walk in confusion when I am offering you perfect clarity. It saddens me deeply to think of you stumbling in the days ahead when I am so ready to make your way plain and your decisions sure. Let me show you the rest of the way. My precious child, come to me. I want you to physically feel the weight you have been carrying. The weight of the world, the responsibilities, the burdens. You can feel it on your shoulders and in your chest, can't you? It is a constant, pressing heaviness that has exhausted your spirit. I am here to take it from you now. I am not asking you to carry it better. I am asking you to give it to me. Cast all your anxieties upon me. This is not a polite suggestion. It is a divine command born of my deep love for you. Why? Because I care for you. I care about the details of your life more than you can possibly imagine. The thing that kept you up last night, the worry that is distracting you right now, it matters to me. So, give it to me. Visualize yourself placing that entire, heavy burden into my strong hands. And as you do, I am speaking peace to the storm that is raging inside your soul. The churning thoughts, the relentless what-ifs, the inner turmoil. I say to it, peace, be still. A great deal of your heaviness comes from the burden of trying to control everything. You try to control outcomes, control other people's choices and opinions, control your future. It is an exhausting and impossible task. That burden of control is being lifted from you today. I am inviting you to surrender. Surrender your need to understand everything. Surrender your grip on the people and situations you cannot change. Let go. In its place, I am giving you a supernatural calm, a peace that surpasses all human understanding. It will guard your heart and your mind. It will be an anchor for your soul in the midst of life's storms. All I need you to do is receive it. I want you to rest in me. Truly rest. Stop the striving, the worrying, the frantic activity. Be still and know that I am God. I am on the throne. I am in control. And I am holding you. Let me carry your burdens for you. Let me be your peace. Let me be your rest. Your only job is to stay in my presence, and I will handle all the rest. My child, I have seen your heart sink when you have been overlooked. I have seen you work diligently, with integrity and excellence, only to watch the promotion, the recognition, the opportunity go to someone else who was less deserving. You have felt invisible, and a quiet frustration has built in your soul. You have wondered, does anyone see my effort? Does my faithfulness even matter? I see it. I see every extra hour you have put in, every time you have chosen integrity when no one was watching, every sacrifice you have made. Your faithful service has not been in vain. It has been a fragrant offering to me, and the season of you being hidden is now coming to a close. You must understand a foundational truth. Promotion does not come from the east or the west. It does not come from your boss, your connections, or your own striving. True and lasting promotion comes from me alone. I am the one who raises up, and I am the one who brings down. Human systems may be flawed, biased, and blind, but I am a just God, and I see all things. Your promotion is not dependent on others' opinions of you. It is dependent on my timing for you. And my timing is always perfect. The period where you felt overlooked was not a rejection. It was a preparation. I was building your character, strengthening your humility, and teaching you to find your worth in me, not in a title or a position. You have learned that lesson well, and now you are ready for the elevation I have prepared for you. I am about to move you into a new level of authority and responsibility. This is not just about a better job title or a bigger paycheck, though those things may come. This is about an expansion of your influence for my kingdom. I am positioning you to be the head and not the tail, to be above and not beneath. You will be a voice of wisdom in places where there was confusion. You will be a source of integrity where there was compromise. You will be a beacon of my light in rooms that have been dark. So prepare your heart. Do not be surprised when the call comes. Do not feel like an imposter when you are seated at a new table. I have prepared this position for you, and I have prepared you for this position. Walk into it with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that it was not man who placed you there, but me. And what I establish, no man can overthrow. My child, as you receive the truth of the promotion I am releasing to you, I now call you to act from that coming place of abundance. If your spirit leaps to thank me for this elevation and to use your new influence for my glory, then your first act in this new season is to sow a seed that will promote this good news to the nations. Your giving becomes the first fruit of your new level, a fragrant offering that proves where your trust truly lies. I speak this word over you from the scripture now. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. Your generosity from your promotion secures your provision for that new level and beyond. This is a prophetic act, a powerful statement of faith for the position I have already prepared for you. Sow your seed of faith now through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link, and consecrate your promotion to me. My precious child, I know the deep pain and confusion that comes when people work against you. The betrayal of a friend, the gossip of a coworker, the opposition of someone who wants to see you fail. These things have wounded you. It can make you question everything. But I want you to see this opposition from my perspective. What the enemy, using people, has meant for your harm, I am now turning around for your good. This is not just a hopeful platitude. It is a divine, active, and powerful reversal that I am executing in your life right now. Every single plot, every lie, every obstacle they have placed in your path will now be transformed into a blessing for you. Think of the pits they dug for you, the traps they set hoping you would fall into shame and defeat. Watch now, as those very pits become wells of blessing for you while they themselves will stumble. I will do for you what I did for Joseph. His brothers sold him into slavery to destroy him, but I used their evil plan to elevate him to the second highest position in all of Egypt, where he then saved their lives. In the same way, the very people who have tried to push you down will one day have to look up to the place of honor where I am seating you. I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of your enemies. This will not be an act of revenge, but an act of vindication. Your success and my blessing on your life will be so undeniable that it will silence their criticism and prove my faithfulness. Their opposition has only served to promote you. It has driven you deeper into my presence. It has forced you to rely on me in a new way, and it has refined your character like fire refines gold. They thought they were stopping you, but they were unintentionally helping me to prepare you. Every curse that has been sent your way, every negative word spoken against you, is being reversed at this moment into a blessing. For every word of criticism, you will receive a double measure of my favor. My power is made perfect in your weakness, and it will confound your foes. They will look at your life and be unable to explain your rise, your peace, your success. But you will know. You will know that it was me, your God, who took the enemy's most malicious plans and turned them into the greatest blessings of your life. My beloved, there is a subtle lie the enemy whispers to you as you get older, as you experience disappointments, as you look back on what might have been. The lie is that your best days are behind you. You find yourself glorifying the past, thinking of a time when you had more energy, more opportunity, more hope. This nostalgia can become a prison, keeping you from embracing the magnificent future I have for you. Hear me today. I command you to stop glorifying the past. The best is truly, genuinely yet to come. I am the God who saved the best wine for last at the wedding in Cana, and I am doing the same in your life. The seasons ahead of you will be far more fruitful, more joyful, and more impactful than anything you have yet experienced. Your future is brighter than your past for one simple reason. I am in it, and I am a God who always moves forward, always increases, always brings a greater glory. You are not destined to fade away. You are destined to shine brighter. You will accomplish more for my kingdom in this next season of your life than in all your previous seasons combined. Why? Because you now have something you did not have in your youth. You have the wisdom that comes from experience. You have the character that has been forged in the fires of trial. You have a depth and a maturity that cannot be rushed. And now, I am going to combine all of that hard-earned experience with a fresh anointing of my spirit. That combination of your experience and my anointing will create a powerful, unstoppable force for good in the world. The legacy of faith you will build from this day forward will be greater than you can possibly imagine. Your children and your children's children will tell stories of your faithfulness in this season. So, do not look back with regret. I am redeeming your past. Do not look at your present with weariness. I am renewing your strength. Lift your eyes and look to the future with great expectation, for I am about to do my greatest work in you and through you. Your latter days will indeed be greater than your former. My child, you have been striving for so long. You have been trying so hard to be perfect, to not make any mistakes, to be good enough to deserve my blessings and my love. This pressure to perform has been an exhausting, heavy burden on your soul. It has made you critical of yourself and fearful of failure. I want to release you from this burden today with one of the most powerful truths in the universe. My grace is sufficient for you. In your moments of weakness, when you feel you are not enough, that is precisely when my strength is made perfect and most visible in you. Your weaknesses are not a liability. They are an invitation for my power to show up in your life. You do not have to be perfect for me to use you. You only have to be willing. You do not have to have it all together for me to love you. I love you completely, right now, in the middle of your mess. My grace is not just a pardon for your sins. It covers your mistakes, your shortcomings, your missteps, and it empowers your obedience. It is the divine enablement for you to fulfill your calling. So, I am calling you to stop striving in your own strength. I want you to learn to lean on my unmerited favor. Leaning on my grace means admitting you cannot do it on your own. It means trading your anxiety for my peace. It means resting in my finished work on the cross, instead of trying to add to it with your own good works. My grace is the power that saves you, the power that keeps you, and the power that sanctifies you, making you more like my Son day by day. So, when you feel weak, rejoice, because it is an opportunity for my strength to shine. When you make a mistake, do not run from me in shame, run to me for grace and mercy. Let go of the impossible standard of perfection and embrace the powerful, liberating reality of my grace. He is all you need. He is truly, completely, and eternally sufficient for you. Stay with me, my child. You have only just begun to breathe in the freedom of my grace. To leave now would be to turn back toward the exhausting cycle of striving I have just delivered you from. It would disappoint me to see you pick up those heavy burdens of perfectionism again. Rest in my presence a while longer. The deepest rest is yet to come. My beloved, I see that you have grown weary in the battle. The last season was hard, and it took a toll on your spirit. You still love me. You are still faithful, but the fire in your heart has dimmed. Your worship has become a routine, your prayers feel stale, and your vision for the future has grown blurry. You are experiencing spiritual burnout. And so, I am coming to you today to refresh you, to restore you, and to anoint you with fresh oil. The weariness of the past season, the dust of the old battles, the disappointment and the fatigue, all of it is being washed away right now by the river of my spirit. I am breathing new life into your soul. I am refreshing your spirit and renewing your vision. I am giving you a new, clear perspective from heaven's vantage point. This fresh anointing is not just for your encouragement. It has a purpose. This new anointing will break the yokes of bondage in your life and in the lives of others you are called to touch. The areas where you have been stuck, the cycles you have been unable to break, this fresh oil of my spirit will shatter those yokes. You will operate with a renewed passion and a supernatural power from my spirit that you have not known before. The fire on the altar of your heart, the one that has been reduced to smoldering embers, is being rekindled by my breath into a blazing flame. Your passion for me, for my word, and for your purpose will burn brighter than ever before. Stale, religious routines are being replaced with fresh, daily, vibrant encounters with me. Your quiet times will no longer be a duty but a delight. Your worship will no longer be a song you sing, but an overflow of a heart captivated by my love. I am doing this for you now. Receive it. Close your eyes and feel the fresh oil of my spirit being poured over your head, running down over your mind, your heart, and your entire being, bringing refreshment, renewal, and a powerful new passion for the days ahead. My beloved, I want to speak directly to the part of your heart that is exhausted from waiting. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, and your heart has been sick with longing for a promise that has felt delayed for so long. You have held on to prophetic words, you have stood on my promises, and you have prayed with faith, yet you have seen little movement. A weariness has set in, and a subtle doubt has tried to whisper to you that perhaps you misheard me, or that the promise was for someone else, or that you have done something to disqualify yourself. I have seen your faithfulness in this long, silent season. I have seen you get up every day and choose to believe again, even when your feelings screamed otherwise. I want you to understand the purpose of this waiting. It was not a denial, it was a divine development. It was not punishment, it was preparation. In this season of hiddenness, I was doing a deeper work in you so that I could do a greater work through you. I was forging your character, deepening your roots of faith, and teaching you to rely on me in a way you never would have if the answer had come instantly. You have learned to trust me in the dark, and now you are ready to carry my light. So hear this divine announcement, this heavenly decree. The period of waiting is over. The long season of hiddenness has served its purpose. Your faith has been tested and it has been proven genuine, more precious than gold. And now comes the reward. The prophetic words you have treasured in your heart, the ones that seem to have expired, are now coming to pass. This is the time of manifestation. This is the time of fulfillment. The delay was never about my unwillingness. It was always about my perfect timing. Now is the time. I want you to shift your posture from one of hopeful waiting to one of active receiving. The promise is no longer on the horizon. It is at your doorstep. You must now step into the promised land I have prepared for you. It will require a step of faith, a conscious choice to move out of the familiar desert of waiting and into the new, fruitful land of fulfillment. Do not be afraid. The giants you feared you would face are no match for me. I have already gone before you. I have prepared the way. The season of promise is ending because the season of possession has begun. It is your time to inherit what I have long held for you. My child, let us now talk about the ashes of your past. Every life has them, the gray, dusty remains of what has been burned away by trial, failure, or grief. I want you to bring me your ashes. Do not hide them in shame. Do not sweep them under the rug. Bring them out into the light of my presence. Bring me the ashes of that failed business you poured your heart into. Bring me the ashes of that broken marriage you thought would last forever. Bring me the ashes of that dream that died, the one that is too painful to even think about anymore. Bring me the ashes of your greatest failures, your deepest shame, your most profound disappointments. Hand them over to me, for I am about to perform a divine miracle of transformation. I am giving you beauty for your ashes. This is not a simple exchange. I do not just take away the bad and give you something good. It is far more profound than that. I will use the very ashes you give me as the foundational ingredient for the beautiful new thing I am building. The ashes of your greatest failures will become the bedrock of my glory in your life. Your story of brokenness, the one you have been so ashamed of, will be transformed into your most powerful message of hope for others. I am redeeming every tear, every loss, and every disappointment. For every painful memory, I am giving you a beautiful new one that will overshadow it. I am not a God who simply patches up what is broken. I am a God who builds something far more glorious out of the ruins. Out of the rubble of your past, I am building a glorious palace. Your life will become a masterpiece of my redemptive power. People will look at you, knowing your story, and they will not be able to comprehend the transformation. They will see beauty where there were only ashes. They will see strength where there was only brokenness. They will see joy where there was only mourning. And they will know that only a God of miracles could do such a thing. So do not despise your ashes any longer. They are the raw material for your greatest testimony. Give them to me and watch what I will create. My beloved, you have walked with me faithfully, and I cherish the relationship we have. But there is a comfort that can breed complacency. You have settled into a routine with me, a familiar place that feels safe. But I am not a safe God. I am a God of adventure, of depth, of ever-expanding glory. And I am calling you out of your spiritual comfort zone. I am calling you to a higher place, to a deeper intimacy with me. I want you to leave behind the shallow waters where you have been wading, where your feet can still touch the bottom, and I want you to launch out into the deep with me. It is in the deep that the greatest treasures are found. It is in the deep that you will experience me in ways you never have before. There are new revelations I want to show you in my word, truths that will unlock new levels of freedom and power in your life. There are new heights of worship I want you to experience, where you are so captivated by my presence that the world around you fades away. This is a call to greater consecration, a call to set yourself apart for me in a new way. It is a call to greater faith, to believe me for things that seem impossible, to take risks for my kingdom that feel uncomfortable. As you answer this call, your spiritual senses are going to be sharpened. You will begin to hear my voice with more clarity than ever before, distinguishing it from the noise of your own thoughts and the lies of the enemy. Your spiritual eyes will be open to see what I am doing in the world around you, to see the angelic activity, to see the spiritual battles being waged and won. My invitation to you is this: come up here. Come up above the fog of your circumstances, above the confusion of the daily news, and I will show you what must take place from my heavenly perspective. From this higher place, you will see that your problems are small and that I am very, very big. From this higher place, you will receive divine strategy and wisdom for your life. This is not a call for the spiritual elite. This is a call for you, my child. I desire more of you, and I desire for you to have more of me. Will you answer? My child, I must speak to the suffering you have endured in secret. There have been seasons of your life where the pain was so profound, the trial so intense, that all you could do was cry. You have felt that this suffering was pointless, a meaningless exercise in endurance. You have wondered if I even saw you in your pain, if your silent agony mattered to me at all. Let me tell you a deep and comforting truth. Not a single moment of your silent suffering has gone unnoticed by me. Every tear you have shed has been a powerful prayer that has ascended directly to my throne. When words failed you, your tears spoke volumes. They spoke of your pain, your perseverance, and your unwavering trust in me even when you could not feel me. Those tears have become a memorial before me. They are a constant reminder of your faithfulness in the midst of the fire. I have seen your faithfulness in the depths of your pain. I saw you choose to trust me when it would have been easier to become bitter. I saw you choose to worship me when your heart was breaking. This endurance has not been for nothing. It has produced in you a character that reflects the beauty and strength of my Son. It has forged in you a compassion for others that you could not have learned any other way. It has given you a depth and a substance that easy circumstances could never produce. Your pain has had a profound purpose. And now, I declare to you that the season of intense trial is giving way to a season of intense joy. The measure of your past sorrow will now be the measure of your future joy. For every measure of pain you endured, I will pour out a double measure of my blessing and gladness. I am a God who sees. I am El Roi. I saw you when you felt invisible. I was with you when you felt utterly alone. And now, because of your faithful endurance, I am rising to act mightily on your behalf. The memorial of your tears has moved my heart, and you are about to see a response from heaven that will astound you. Your season of sorrow has sown the seeds for a harvest of joy that will be beyond your wildest dreams. My child, wait. I have just revealed that your every tear was a precious memorial before me. It would break my heart for you to leave knowing your pain with a scene, but not staying to receive the full measure of joy and impossibility-breaking power I am releasing in return. The reward for your faithfulness is at hand, do not miss it. My beloved, now we come to the heart of the matter. You are facing a situation that has been labeled impossible. The facts are clear. The doctor's report has given its final, grim verdict. The bank statement has delivered its unchangeable, logical conclusion. The human opinions, from experts and loved ones alike, have all agreed that there is no way out. The facts are screaming at you, and they have cornered your hope. But I have come to you today to give you my truth, and my truth has ultimate authority over all facts. Those reports, those statements, those opinions, they do not have the final say. I do. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I speak, and worlds come into being. I command, and it is so. You must understand, what is impossible with man is completely and utterly possible with me. I do not need your situation to be logical or promising for me to intervene. In fact, I specialize in situations that have no human solution. I love it when the odds are stacked against you, because it creates the perfect stage upon which my glory can be most brilliantly and undeniably displayed. I am not asking you for a great amount of faith. I am simply asking for you to give me what you have. Bring me the 5 loaves and 2 fish of your faith, your small, seemingly insignificant, mustard seed of belief. Place it in my hands. It may feel laughably inadequate in the face of your massive need, but it is all I require. Surrender your impossibility to me, and then watch what I will do. I will take your little bit of faith and I will multiply it. I will speak to your situation, and it will be transformed. The walls will come down. The seas will part. The dead things will come to life. Do not look at the storm. Look at me. Do not focus on the size of your giant. Focus on the size of your God. I am not asking you to deny the facts, but I am asking you to elevate my truth above them. My word is the ultimate reality. So, let your impossibility excite you, because it is about to become the scene of your greatest miracle and my greatest glory in your life. My beloved, you are living in a world that is shaking. The foundations of what people trust in, economies, governance, health, and security, are constantly trembling. This external chaos has created an internal chaos within your own soul. Your mind races, your thoughts churn with anxiety, and your heart is in a state of constant turmoil. You have been longing for peace, for just a moment of quiet in your soul, but it has eluded you. You have tried to find it in controlling your circumstances, in understanding every detail, in striving for security, but it has only led to more anxiety. That is because the peace you are looking for cannot be found in the world. It can only be found in me. In a world of chaos, I am your unshakable foundation. While everything else may shift and crumble, I remain constant, firm, and eternally secure. Today, I am not just offering you a feeling of peace. I am giving you my peace itself. It is a supernatural substance, a spiritual reality. My peace is a guard that I am now stationing around your heart and your mind. Imagine heavenly soldiers forming a protective perimeter around your innermost being, allowing nothing that would harm or torment you to get through. That is what my peace does. It is not a fragile feeling that disappears when trouble comes. In fact, my peace is most powerful not in the absence of trouble, but right in the midst of it. It is my presence with you in the storm. It is the calm that allows you to sleep in the boat even when the waves are crashing over the sides. In order to receive this peace, you must let go of the one thing that is preventing it: your need to understand everything. Your mind is trying to connect all the dots, to figure out the how and the when. This need for control is the very source of your anxiety. So let it go. Surrender your need to have all the answers and simply trust me, the one who is the answer. Breathe deeply right now, my child. Inhale my presence, and as you exhale, release the anxiety, the fear, the need to control. Receive the tranquility that only I can give. As you practice this, as you keep your mind stayed on me instead of on your problems, I will keep you in perfect, unshakable peace. This is my promise and my gift to you. My child, as we close this conversation, it is crucial that you understand what has just taken place. This was not just an encouraging message to make you feel better for a moment. This was a divine decree spoken over your life. These words are spirit and they are life. They carry within them the creative power to bring about the very things they have described. But your participation is required. The seed has been sown, but you must now protect it and nurture it until it becomes your living reality. You must seal this word in your heart. Here is how you do it. I want you to return to this message. Read it again. And when you read it, do not just scan the words. Read it slowly. Let each promise sink from your head down into your spirit. Then I want you to speak it. Take these promises and speak them out loud over your own life. When you feel fear rising, you will declare out loud, "My God has not given me a spirit of fear. His perfect love drives out all fear." When you feel the sting of a past failure, you will declare out loud, "I am not defined by my past. I'm a new creation. The chains are broken." You must believe it. Believing is not the absence of doubt. It is the choice to trust my word more than your feelings or your circumstances. When what you see in the natural world contradicts what I have spoken, you must make a conscious choice to stand on my truth. This is the fight of faith. And finally, You must not allow doubt or the enemy to steal this word from you. You will come immediately to try and snatch it away with thoughts of doubt, discouragement, and disbelief. You must guard your heart. When he whispers his lies, you must counter them with what I have spoken to you today. This good news is your inheritance, your spiritual birthright. It was purchased for you at an infinite cost, sealed by the precious blood of my Son. It is not cheap, and it is not to be treated lightly. I have spoken these truths over you, and I am faithful to my word. I will bring it to pass. I have purposed it, and I will do it. Your part is to believe, to speak, and to act in accordance with this new reality. So go forth now from this conversation, not as the person you were when you arrive, but as the person I have just declared you to be. Go forth in this newfound hope, in this unshakable peace, and in this quiet confidence, for I, the Lord your God, am with you always, even to the very end of the age. My child, you have heard my decree, and I have commanded you to seal it in your heart. Now, I give you the ultimate key to make this word an unshakable fortress in your life. If your soul burns to put an action to your faith, to make your aim a tangible force in the world, then partner with me to send this very word, this good news, to another soul who is waiting for their own open door. Your gift becomes a river of my grace, carrying this message to the spiritually thirsty and setting other captives free. As you give, I declare my word over you. Your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. By watering others with this truth, you yourself will be watered, and your own miracle will be accelerated. This is your first act of obedience in your new reality. Seal your own breakthrough now. Give generously through Super Thanks membership with a PayPal link in the description, and release this life-changing word to the ends of the earth. My child, this good news is a door I have opened for you at this very moment. Do not let this word fade into memory. You must anchor it to your life now. Let your declaration be the sound of you stepping across the threshold into this new reality. Go now, and with the authority of a beloved child, declare in the comments below, I'm opening my good news. Your type Amen will be a war cry in the spirit, silencing doubt and sealing this promise as your own. Act now, for your new season has already begun. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt Amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.